Oh, my God. I love it. That's, I don't know how to say his name, though. E-Rock, you know how to say his name? Leo
Moracchioli?
Moracchioli? I'm going to go with Moracchioli.
Moracchioli, you're right.
He's the same guy, and then Rob Lundgren is featured on that track, Eye of the Tiger. He's the guy that did the Adele Hello cover we did a few months back.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. One of you on Twitter turned me on to this guy, and he's got a lot of cool covers up there. Someone's telling me we got to try Radioactive as well by The Firm. Anyone remember that song by The Firm, Radioactive?
No, I knew a song named Radioactive off the Gene Simmons solo record.
Are you kidding me?
No, I didn't. I remember when the Kiss solo records came out, I think Radioactive was the first song, and I thought Gene's album would be the best.
Yeah.
You know, I was fucking 11.
Yeah.
And I didn't like it. I was like, oh, no.
Oh, you didn't like it at all?
No, I didn't.
I got all those albums. I couldn't name one ace Frehley.
Ace and Paul's, I thought, were the...
New York Groove was on that?
New York Groove was on that.
I think that's the only song I know from their solo projects.
Rip It Out was a great song by Ace. Snowblind. Paul Stanley's was good, too. Peter Criss had some great ones.
What was the number one for Stanley and Peter Criss, if you had?
Oof.
Because I'm trying to remember all the songs on those albums.
I can't think of it. To be honest with you, I'm embarrassed. I can't think of anything off the Paul Stanley record.
Right.
But I love it.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That was such a thing.
If this would have happened in 1978, I'd be crying right now for my lack of.
Was one of the albums a bust, or all four sold well?
I think Aces did the best, to the surprise of everyone, because New York Groove was such an amazing hit.
That's a great song.
It was one of the greatest marketing things of all time, though.
Yeah,
all four came out at the exact same moment, exact same covers, just different color.
I don't think any band has done that. Anything similar to that.
No.
The Beatles could have easily done that.
They could have easily done it.
But there were some egos in that band.
Yeah.
Ringo's would have been a little bit behind in sales.
I imagine, yeah. Wouldn't have done as well as John's and Paul's.
Who knows? I want to thank Derek, by the way, for the opening song before we move on. Good choice there, Derek. Derek Gott with 2 T's, 007. I don't know.
You take these things on faith. You're definitely trusting with the music.
Oh, no.
It usually works out okay.
No, people are sending me, it's kind of cool. People are sending me requests every day now, and I go through a whole bunch of them. And I'm getting turned on to music again. It's kind of nice.
Tonight You Belong to Me. That's the name of it. That was
Tonight You Belong to Me.
That was a pretty popular song off of Paul Stanley's solo record. I didn't like Radioactive by Gene. I didn't care for his record.
Do we have Radioactive by Gene Simmons?
It starts off a little weird.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you cue up Radioactive?
That's the other Radioactive.
No, I know. Let me hear a little taste of that from the guy that we just gave you the opener to the show today. I am stupid. When I heard Radioactive, I was just assuming The Firm. I'm showing my age.
I didn't know why you kept saying that.
It's the Imagine Dragons. Yeah. Okay. Yes.
When's The Firm from?
They were sort of a super group, right? Who was in The Firm again? One of the dudes from Bad Company, I believe. Oh, God, I am stupid. Do you know The Firm, Radioactive?
I don't know.
Radioactive.
Oh, no.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had Paul Rogers. Thank you. Yeah, of course, Jimmy Page. Tony Franklin and Chris Slade made up The Firm. They were a supergroup from 84 to 86. Now you got to play a little Radioactive just to save my ass. No. It doesn't matter. It's not.
Well, there was no way for you to know that, though. I mean, you saw the name of the song, so you assume it was.
Yeah, someone just sent me that tweet. I just assumed that he was talking about The Firm.
I thought it was a Gene Simmons cover.
And you thought it was Gene Simmons?
Yes, I did.
You remember this song, right?
Yeah.
That was catchy. It was a good song. Jimmy Page was still doing it. He wanted to be in a band.
Those fucking dumb boots with the tucked-in pants.
Dressed like a preacher.
Yeah, they're really awful. Really awful. Well, find Gene's a little bit if you can. I want to hear just a note of it.
You have it?
Do you want the 1 minute intro?
No, I don't need the one.
Okay.
There's a weird 1 minute intro.
It's not good.
What's the 1 minute?
Wait.
Well, now you got to hear it, I guess.
I
right?
got to hear the 1 minute intro.
It was almost like they all went off and kind of, because Peter Criss was singing, that's the kind of sugar Papa likes, like weird song, you know?
Oh, I thought it was Gene Simmons just babbling.
No.
Oh, okay. It's a little build-up before the song hits.
There's laughter.
Everyone's having a good time.
Apparently. But as a kid, I might have been 10. I didn't know what this was.
It sounds like,
I was like, what is this?
Sounds like you're at Carnegie Hall.
Then it gets a little spooky.
Sounds like it's from The Exorcist or something.
Yeah. Although Gene does he's made a few odd musical choices. When he did that rap Firestarter, like he kind of branches out and says, fucking, I get it, I can play and kiss, but do something else.
Oh, I mean, he's kind of full of himself.
Yeah, a little bit. But he's really grown on me.
Has he?
Yes, he has. I think as a kid, what I didn't realize is that 4 individuals made up a band, and all those individuals had different music that they liked.
Yeah.
And like when Peters, I didn't know what the fuck to make of it. I'm like, what is this? Singing songs from the 50s.
Oh, did he really?
That's the kind of sugar Papa. I think that's an old song.
Oh, okay.
He sang a few. Oh, I didn't go for this at all.
All right, enough with the radioactive theme.
I think Aces sounded the most like Kiss, and that was why I liked it the most.
He's the most talented.
Yeah,
musically, I think. Always has been. No,
he's not the best singer, but he's.
Oh no, he's definitely not the best singer. Of course not.
He's probably the worst singer.
Yeah, probably.
In the world. I mean,
probably. Yeah. You're probably right about that. Welcome back, you rock.
Hello. Good morning.
Were you gone too?
I was.
Yeah, Jimmy was gone. Well, welcome back. Of course, Jimmy was on the road doing Philly and Delaware. I heard they were great.
There was a wonderful weekend.
The gigs were great.
Awesome.
I mean, we usually don't welcome people back to the show. Jimmy.
It's weird to hear someone else welcome back to the show. No, I knew I was gone, but I didn't know anybody else was gone.
No, I mean, I didn't mean to slight you. Trust me.
Oh, that's okay.
In general, we don't say welcome back, but after what happened Friday, I want to welcome E-Rock back.
This is shocking news to me. I thought the whole crew was here while I was away. What happened?
No, E-Rock took a day for himself.
Half day.
We literally have no staff anymore. You can't just take a day.
What happened, E-Rock?
I put in for it a while ago.
He did. All
right, what happened?
He wanted to see one of his heroes. Was this man on your hero list?
Yeah. Since I was like 6 years old.
The original hero list, was he above mine?
Oh, you didn't exist when that list started.
Well, when I made your hero list, what number was he?
Well, I was on a bit of the outs with him at that point, so he was further down.
Why were you on the outs with him?
Because, I mean, look at how many years did we do Jocktober? I didn't protect him at all.
Right.
But, no,
Why were you on the outs?
Because...
We're talking about Scott Shannon.
Right.
Okay. Why were you on the outs with Scott Shannon?
I don't know, because I interned there for about roughly almost 2 years. And then when I was done with college and everything, and there were supposed to be some openings and whatnot, didn't really come to fruition. And then I didn't hear from him for a while, so I just went, okay, that's how this business is. And
sure.
You expected a big radio star to remember you, the intern?
No, he told me that there were some openings back then.
Oh, the Nagel
but I still
boy
had
is
another
just
year
trusting.
of school. So when school was done, there was no job.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
fair enough. So E-Rock basically had a murderous rage resentment.
And scratched him off the hero list.
Oh boy, he put him on another list, the fucking kill list.
he was still in the top 10. He was just a lot lower.
I'm looking at a picture. How did Scott Shannon get so much younger?
He looks
By the grace of God.
He does.
Crazy what he looks like now.
Yeah.
Our pal Scott Shannon looks pretty terrific.
You saw him recently, right?
I saw him in person. I did the show in person. It was great.
He's a machine. He's always out golfing or walking or whatever. He's always tan.
Yeah, he looks good in
He's
person.
a handsome gentleman.
So
have you not met him?
No, never. I got the invite to go, do a show.
You should.
I got to
It's
do
fun.
it.
On a Friday that we're off, you got to do it.
Yeah. Well, I got to go with E-Rock.
Yeah.
Me and E-Rock will go down
I'll go
there.
with you.
You can introduce me properly.
I got a key card to that place now.
I got a nagel on my arm.
Yeah, he's a Nagel boy. Really disappointed everyone. We thought he was going on to great things. So what happened? Now Friday, this is your job, and you were here. I thought you'd be here covering the ground.
You're out, and then I learned E-Rock's out. He put the day in and all that, so it's all on the
legit.
On the up and up. But as we discussed Friday, E-Rock's very mysterious.
No,
what was some of the other words used, Travis?
Vague.
I could think of one that no one has probably used yet.
Asshole.
No harsh language like that.
I think he was going with frumpy.
Yeah. Although in that photo, E-Rock looks really good.
Well, we brought that up on Friday as well.
But did he position himself behind everyone?
No, that he's never looked happier.
Yeah.
Maybe he's working for the wrong radio show.
Yeah, is that a Nagel Boy 2005 photo? An eager, happy boy he is.
Yeah, you look very youthful in your photo. So we're doing the radio show here, Jimmy, and then we get word. Paul gets word, I think?
Roland.
Oh, Roland gets word that someone that works for this show is on the Scott Shannon Periscope. So I guess Scott Shannon did some big reunion.
Yeah, the show that was when
the
he
Morning
made,
Zoo.
Yeah, when
Zoo
he made
reunion.
Z100 in the 80s, it became like the premier top 40 station for the rest of the country. And his morning show was. This was the Morning Zoo before the Zoo thing got a bad name, like because everybody started copying this format and really watering it down and making it kind of shitty.
He was pretty much the first to do it.
The guy who developed it and brought it into the standard of how a morning show should be done.
Fruition.
Right.
Were you practicing your face for the picture?
No.
It looks like you were practicing that face. Like, I'm going to go with this face.
No, I was actually happy. So it just came naturally.
So we get word because we didn't know why he was out because he doesn't tell anyone. That's where the vagueness and the mystery
wasn't being
from.
vague. I wasn't hinting at anything. I just didn't want this ruined. So that's why I said I didn't say anything.
So then he decides for the reunion show, it was Scott Shannon. He got Ross Britton back. Who else?
Ross Britton, Claire Stevens, John Bell.
I don't know who any of them are.
Patty Steele, who's on the show right now.
Her name I know.
Yes.
Steve Kingston was there.
Steve Kingston, was he with K-Rock?
He was at K-Rock. He was at XM for a little bit.
Okay, that's right. All right.
Yeah, you know Steve Kingston.
Yeah.
And so then we get the Periscope of the big broadcast, and there's Eric sitting in the front row.
In the front row, was it? Where were you?
No, I was in the back for a while, and then when they went to talk to me, I was sitting up front.
Is that how that came down? Because it looked like you made sure you were in the front row for the big reunion.
Those were
Travis is loving it.
Eric only moved up front for his big interview.
Yeah,
of course.
That was
moment in the sun.
Why were you getting interviewed?
Because I used to call Scott nonstop when I was a little kid, and they knew that. I used to call Ross too when Scott left and Ross was running the show all the time, and that was kind of the thing that got me into radio and trying to figure out how radio actually worked. So they invited me to come down and hang out and be part of it.
Is that why you had your headphones on? I thought you had the headphones on because you didn't want to miss a word.
No.
You didn't want to miss a
They had
word
monitors
of the
for the
reunion.
audience, like a concert.
Oh, there was a little audience.
It was this big theater that CBS built inside their complex there, sort of like our fishbowl, but they have this huge theater where they have a stage, and then they can fit at least like 100 people in seated rows and everything.
Where's
like
CBS now?
Down on Hudson Street.
They moved the whole operation down there?
The second that they let us go, they were all down there.
Really?
Yeah. Remember our last month or so, there was nobody at K-Rock. Like all the offices were empty.
Yeah.
They were already downtown at the Hudson Street studios.
And now CBS is selling all their radio stations.
Dude, everyone there is miserable.
Why?
Because they made an announcement like a month ago that they're looking to sell off the radio division, or they're exploring options with it. And so that's not happy for anybody. But then a couple of the employees told me that they keep sending weekly HR emails saying that, it's still business as usual and you're doing a great job. And it's supposed to be these supporting emails.
Peppy, yeah.
Yeah, but everybody knows that
That's all
the axe is
bullshit.
coming. So
Yeah.
they're all miserable.
We're worried the Swindon's going to come in and there's going to be redundancies. I'm telling them no redundancies.
That's going to happen.
Please don't fire me.
Yeah.
So we had the big reveal during our show, and we were laughing our asses
Which,
off
by the way,
to see E-Rock on the Periscope at another radio show.
They're thanking you for this attention because their social media spiked the second, I guess, you guys found out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they had everything streaming and chat rooms and all that stuff, and then the second you found out, their numbers just went through the roof.
Well, we took over their Periscope because everyone was telling E-Rock to get back to fucking work.
Apparently you crashed their server because they couldn't Periscope most of the show.
So let me ask you now, who was on? Was that a Todd gig too, or is this before those guys were together?
Oh,
No, this is before
That's
Todd.
way before.
This is what made Scott into Scott Shannon.
From the 70s or 80s?
80s.
Okay.
And then he moved on to Scott and Todd at PLJ.
He went to L.A., then came back from L.A., and then did...
And then he was dying a
PLJ.
slow death with Todd, and then Todd basically booted him out the door. I think that's sort of what I've heard over the.
Todd pushed him out.
And then Scott reinvented himself and became a brand new person.
Yeah, went back to...
Sounds completely
He
different.
does.
Sounds energized and happier.
He was telling me Kiss stories when I was there in the break.
Yeah.
Yeah, just Kiss doing fucking getting loaded stories. He was awesome.
You should come in here.
I would like that.
He wants to.
Well, he's the guy who doesn't leave his radio show to do another radio show. Oh, shit.
So that's sort of what happened on Friday. So welcome back.
Yeah, a lot of your old bosses said to say hello and that you guys are doing well.
Who said to say hello?
Mark Chernoff?
Mark Chernoff. Good old Mark Chernoff. Does he still have a job?
Yeah, I think he's still in charge of the Fan.
Right. What
Maybe
other
10-10 wins since Scott Herman moved up? I don't know.
What other bosses over there? Steve Kingston.
No.
He didn't say hello?
He said hello, but he didn't.
That son of a
he
bitch.
didn't mention you guys.
Well, we took some good shots.
I forgot who the other guy was. I know I've seen him a few times.
You were just so excited to see Scott.
I was so eager.
It's all a blur.
It is. It's just a blur of happiness and friendships renewed.
Wearing my big happy hat.
I kept commenting that I've never seen him that happy in the morning hours.
We didn't really recognize you at first. We're like, oh, that's Eric Happy. Oh, I see.
Lee-Rock was a boy, and he wanted to be in radio, and that was the guy who made him want to do radio. Would you listen to his show every morning?
When I was a kid?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All the time, and I figured out how to tape it on cassettes.
Yeah.
When did you 120-minute cassettes that would get 2 hours of the show?
When did you realize the morning zoo format sucked a dick, though? 17? Because you're not a chick.
No, like 91.
So how old were you in 91?
I was 13, 14.
So at 13, you realized that morning zoo radio stinks.
Yeah, well, that's when I kind of discovered...
we love Scott Shannon and all that, but let's slow down a little bit.
That's when my...
that format was made for chicks.
I got to be honest.
My grandfather introduced me to Bob Grant, and I discovered other morning people.
Howard,
yeah.
You can say his stupid name.
No, he was pointing at the Shade 45 saying who he stopped liking after listening to Bob Grant. They're troublemakers, E-Rock. Don't listen to them.
Get off my phone.
Get off my foot. You're breaking it. That was Paul Lind. So, wow, that's cool, man, that you got to meet. Now, I mean, here's the thing. When I was a kid going to high school, me and Dave Hoffman would always tell each other the joke we heard. Shelley Sunstein would do the joke.
PLJ, yeah.
It was PLJ, right?
Jim Kerr.
Was that
Jim Kerr, Shelley Sunstein, and Howard the Cab Driver.
And they would do the morning joke at 7:20 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And we would tell each other on the bus. Like, I didn't realize that radio was so impactful. Even as a kid, I would
Especially
really listen.
at 7:20. That's when they do all the contests, the money giveaways, things like that.
So, were they after Scott Shannon?
They were on at the same time.
Oh.
Scott used to destroy them.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, their ratings were in the toilet.
Oh, why are you hurting me as a boy now? Why did E-Rock's guy kill my guy?
And Jay Thomas was in that mix too, right?
For a tiny bit, and
Because
then
when I was growing up, I listened to 99X, his morning show on 99X, and I told him, he came in here once. It's too bad Jay Thomas is pretty much a dick.
yeah, he doesn't like anybody.
But when he came in, that one or two times, I did say, hey, man, there was a time I absolutely checked you out. But I was very young as well, and then you do move on to
He was at 99X.
More biting stuff, hopefully.
And then when they had made K-Rock, he was the morning show before Howard. And then Howard took it over.
How'd Howard do over there?
I think okay.
He did an all right run. No, I remember him from 99X. I believe I was like in, I want to say junior high, somewhere around
70
there.
what?
Relax. I call it 70 relax.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to Philly. Chris has something about Jimmy's show in Philly, I hear. Chris, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, guys, how's it going?
All right,
Chris.
man.
Yeah, I was at your show at the Fillmore Gym. You were absolutely hilarious, man. You murdered.
Thank you. That Philly and Delaware, I didn't realize they were only 40 minutes apart.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy
Delaware
shit, were they good
small,
crowds,
too.
man. What's that?
Delaware, I mean, obviously, it's super small. I mean, so...
That was...
Philly,
I think I apologize for interrupting. I think I split the crowd there. Because I probably could have done two shows in one of the venues.
Sure. 40 minutes is nothing.
Yeah, I didn't realize how close they were because I usually do Atlantic City. I haven't done Philly in years. And then Wilmington, I didn't realize how close it was, but they were so great, man. Really.
Yeah, I was a young boy when I saw you at Helium. I had to, when you were there, I believe in October of 2012, I want to say.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's the last time I was in Philly, I think, during that big storm.
I was young. 19-year-old boy, and I was wearing my Black Sabbath shirt. I was super excited to see it.
Well, thank you very much. And the photos from those shows will be up. I'm having an issue with my website. Nothing to do with the pictures. It's some kind of a glitch in the way the files are named or something. So it needs a fix. So my web guy said he's waiting for a fix from somebody, but that's nothing to do with the photos. So anyone who's waiting for photos, they're safe and they're going up. But there's just something that's being fixed on my site, an update.
You'll get them eventually. Chris, you said you want to talk about something that happened during the Philly show.
Yes. So I want to say somewhere around 40 minutes in to your set, so kind of like on the later third of your set maybe, people's phones were going off with...
Oh, God, yeah.
With what?
Alarms.
A fucking Amber Alert.
Amber Alert during your show.
I didn't mean to interrupt you, sir, and tell you the punch. I'm sorry. Yeah, it was. I'm in the middle of doing something.
Uncle Paul?
No, but boy, he piped in. But it was one of those things. I'm doing something, and all of a sudden I hear a weird under noise. And I'm talking, and I'm like you don't know what to do. Like, does everybody hear that? And then I stopped, and they did.
Yeah.
And they all said it was an Amber Alert, and we all had a good laugh.
Oh, that's funny.
It was perfect karma.
I mean, not funny. Yeah, it's funny.
They got the kid back, I hear.
Yeah, 7 weeks old. A little too old for Uncle Paul, I guess.
Well, what happened? Was it a kid that was snatched from the hospital?
No, it was, I don't know if you're familiar with King of Prussia, but...
I am, yes. I was, I held that position once. I'm sorry, go ahead, buddy, what?
Oh, yeah, so at the King of Prussia Mall, there was, I believe, a 7-week-old baby that was kidnapped by a woman, and they eventually found the baby, I believe, maybe like 3 or 4 hours after the report.
How bad do you want a baby that you're grabbing someone else's screaming baby?
I mean, that's just crazy. Like, you want a kid so bad. She was probably telling everybody she was pregnant, or maybe she lost the kid, or maybe she just got fat, or who knows.
Yeah.
Just wanted a baby. That's just crazy. That's crazy talk. Just to grab a baby and go, it's mine?
That's a lot of work, man. And now you're just grabbing someone else's? Wow. And then you got to be on the run? When does the kid accept, all right, you're my mom, fuck it?
Never know. The first time you stick a tit in his mouth, he's like, all right, I guess home is where you hang your hat.
Because you hear the stories over the years, they're abducted and then they don't know any better. So somewhere along the way, they just go, you're my mom.
Yep.
So you stole me from someone else. I just know you as my mom.
And they come back once in a while. That's why people never give up hope.
Yep.
Because once in a while they come back and they're not even being abused. There's people that actually have a kid that will snatch a kid and just raise it.
Oh, I know.
Because they want a baby.
And then this person comes back to you 15, 16 years later, and they were raised by some shitty couple, and then you have to deal with all their emotional issues.
That happened to me when I was a boy.
Yeah?
I was stolen, and I was gone for 2 years. And I was like, you're not my mommy. And she said, yes, I am. And I just treated her like she was my mommy until I was rescued.
And then how were you rescued?
I just, my father saw me.
Where?
I was driving.
You were driving?
I was 19 when I was snatched, and I was 21 when my father saw me. And I realized that he was my dad.
And you were confused at 19?
Yes, I was. I didn't know.
By the switcheroo of the moms?
Yes, I was like, you're not my mommy. And she's like, yes, I am.
And you went, oh, okay.
Yes, I'm breaking wind. Rock, did you hear that?
Oh, loud.
Oh, sorry. I may have had a friend in town that I couldn't fart in front of for 2 days.
Oh, really?
It's the worst. You gotta go fart into a towel in the other bathroom.
Is that really what you were doing?
Oh my God, yeah.
Like a diffuser.
Oh, yeah, it's what it is. It's like a little fucking fart filter in the other room.
Did you hide the towel?
No, it was hanging in the other bathroom.
So what if she went in there and washed her hands and used it?
He left
I
it
wasn't
there
shitting on it. It's like you just go in there and you fart through it.
You got that going on.
Yeah, it's awful. One might have snuck out in the living room while we were chatting. After we had sushi and I had some frozen yogurt, we were just talking. All of a sudden, I went, we both just laughed.
Sushi and frozen yogurt will do it.
Thank God it didn't stink. Thank
to
God. No, I was so
Sushi
lucky.
And frozen yogurt.
Because I had shat yesterday.
Yeah.
I shat, so I didn't have any. There was no residual buildup.
Yeah.
That was just my system getting ready. Today, the boys are going to suffer. Yesterday,
you're going to let them all out today.
Yeah, today is going to be a sushi fucking lactose disaster. But it was okay yesterday.
Did you just continuously excuse yourself from the room?
No, it wasn't bad. A lot of times this happens at night when you're in bed.
Oh, okay.
And you can feel it building. And then you have to run out and use the other bathroom. Yeah. Like, they would have been awful, but then you have to turn the water to the bathroom on and just slowly ease it through a towel crammed up against your asshole.
You should have farted out your window.
I can't open the window. I honestly,
you can open it up enough to get the crack out.
Like when you're smoking.
No,
Exactly.
No, the way the window works is that my window is a bottom window that opens. How appropriate. And you open the window, I would have to hang my asshole out and risk falling 100 feet. So
What an embarrassing death.
Yes, it would be. The boy was farting to avoid embarrassment.
With your pants half down.
Was it a lady or a lady?
Oh, it was a lady.
A lady.
It was a young lady, yes.
It was
A
a young
delightful
lady.
young person, yes.
Okay.
As Colin would say. She was a wonderful girl.
All right. You got to put towels under your doors like the old days when you were smoking pot in your dorm room.
Yeah, so it doesn't leak under.
Right.
I have a whole system down, though, when I have to shit. I don't know why I'm weird like that. Like, I guess because I take a long time to shit. Like, girls don't care. Like, if you got to go in the other room and shit.
They understand what you're doing in there, right?
Usually. I have
What
a
do they
system.
think's going on in there?
Normally, I'll do it when I'm showering. Like, I'll
In
go
the
to
shower, wow.
Yes, it's a real system I have. I'll just shit down the drain.
And then you use your big toe to kind of squish it down the drain?
No, I pull the drain off and I just squat right over like it's a Chinese toilet.
That's kind of smart.
But it's a weird embarrassment. Like, you don't want a girl to know you're shitting. Because I think they shit quick. Like, they'll just go into the bathroom and they're out in 2 minutes. With me, it can be like a 6 or 7 minute operation. Sometimes longer.
That's crazy.
I didn't have that this time, though. We were in a restaurant, so I timed it well. I just went down and shat in the restaurant. I was so embarrassed. I'm fucking taking a dump at brunch and fucking I'm holding my phone. I didn't lock the door and the fucking bathroom door opens. And I'm like, I'm in here. And I dropped my cell phone on the fucking floor. It was so awful.
Why do we always panic and say stuff like, I'm in here?
I'm guessing that when you're shitting or going to the bathroom, you're so vulnerable.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's an embarrassment. That's a nature instinct thing. Like, it's like you're making a big stinker. But I remember my best friend Teddy going to the bathroom in kindergarten. And in kindergarten, the bathroom was in the classroom with the door closed. I remember listening and laughing because I could hear him going to the bathroom and going, we can hear you in there. And so I guess that I took that as a funny thing. So I'm always afraid people are listening to me make toilet noises.
There it is.
Mrs. Slavic was her name.
Slavic?
Yeah. She was a kindergarten teacher, and she would pinch my ear very hard.
Why?
Because I was a very badly behaved boy.
Did it straighten you up?
I don't know. I know that I specifically remember her telling me to not bother Teddy while he was in the bathroom.
Were you trying to blow Teddy in the bathroom?
No, I was not, but
It was the year of the monster rain, wasn't it?
No.
Kindergarten?
Oh, yeah, this was around then. I did have
There were walk-in editions of those.
Oh, you're still there,
Jesus
Chris.
Christ, sir. You're
Hi,
like a
Chris.
member of the show. Welcome aboard. No, I was
have a
having.
seat.
I used to fantasize about his parents sexually. I remember that recently.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
As a kindergartner?
At least, yeah.
I just can't imagine. I had none of that shit going on.
Yeah, I don't know why.
What did you want to do with his parents?
I don't know if I wanted to do
Wait,
anything
did you say
specific.
parents?
Yeah, his mother and his father, but I don't remember if it was anything to do with them or just watching them have sex. I don't remember. I vaguely just remember those thoughts.
Man, what set you down that road?
Don't know. Who is probably the question you should be asking.
Well, I'm trying to be polite.
I don't remember.
Because that has to be based on something.
I just don't know.
Do you ever want to know?
Yeah, I mean, I'm
Do you
curious.
feel like it's something that you blocked out?
I don't know, man. I had so much weird shit with my friends. It was probably one of those things. Because my mother was pretty protective. Like, she kept me away from any fucking weird shit. But I have vague memories with friends. It's one of them. It was one of those things that felt good. It was naughty. And I think I just kind of got addicted to that naughty feeling.
Right.
Like that little dirty, sneaky feeling.
Right.
I was a little sneaky Pete.
Right.
But I don't remember exactly what it was. But it's like these weird thoughts come back. Thank you for the call, sir.
Yeah, Chris.
Thank you for coming to my Philly show. This weekend I have Northampton, Massachusetts on Friday. I have Connecticut on Thursday night. And then Burlington, Vermont, my first time ever in Burlington, Vermont. Oh, Ridgefield, Connecticut, the Ridgefield Playhouse.
Ooh,
the tour is
Burlington.
going so well. I am loving this tour so fucking much, man.
That's awesome.
I can't believe how good the shows have been.
And they're coming out.
Yeah, it's one of those things where the people are coming out and it's a theater setting and it's one show a night and it's just so much easier than the comedy. The comedy clubs are great because you work on the material.
Yeah.
But it's so much fun to do
But it
these.
becomes a grind.
It's a grind.
I mean, we're talking to people that have real jobs and real grinds, but I mean, in your world, doing I don't know, at least 4 to 5 shows a weekend in a city, that becomes a grind.
The grind can be like when you leave Thursday, you do morning radio, you fly, you go out, you do the gig that night, you get up the next morning, you do morning radio. I don't usually sleep, I do 2 shows on the Friday with time in between them. Again, it's not like what you people do.
Yeah.
That's a worse job.
Yeah.
It's actually, when you say that, it is really an easy job we have.
Yeah, of course it is.
Radio, stand up,
but now it's easier. You just you go in and do one show in front of a couple thousand people.
Not that many. About 1,000 has been about
the average.
Yeah, which is fine. And some of the markets less, in some more. It depends on where. But even the markets where I haven't been expecting to do anything.
Yeah,
it's been 700 people, which is really good.
That's awesome. This guy wants to go back to Scott Shannon for a second.
Yes.
It's Garrison, Wisconsin. Jimmy's going to be at the Orpheum Theater, Madison, Wisconsin, April 14th. By the way,
yes.
Garrison, go ahead.
Come stretch out. Plenty of seats available.
Oh no, still.
I've never been there, so I think the kid may need to build that market up.
Everyone's got a seat for their coat.
Yes, bring a date and a couple of friends.
Oh no.
No, you'll get a good turnout. There's a good comedy crowd there.
I'm sure people will come. I've been surprised at the walk-up. It's been amazing.
Madison, Wisconsin. Wake the fuck up. You get to see Jimmy. I think it's the first time, right?
It is my first, and then Kansas City, and then the pageant in St. Louis. I'm going to all these places I've never gone to.
All the tour dates are on JimNorton.com. Go ahead, Garrison.
Hi, Garrison. You a handsome man, Mr. Garrison. Sorry.
Thank you, sir. I've been going to the gym and eating better.
Oh, good boy. Oof.
Hey,
Oh, yeah.
What's up, pal?
For some reason, I picture you farting into an empty toilet paper tube with fabric softener in it now.
That might be it's a pretty good idea, actually.
Oh, that's not a bad idea.
What they did in college.
That's the pot thing.
Yeah.
Strong.
Yeah, I don't know why E-Rock is so happy about, Scott Shannon and everything. They used to make him do, like, the Cinnamon Challenge and the Chubby Bunny and call him make whale noises when he was on vacation. Those guys were really mean to him.
I think Anthony did the whale noises.
Oh, he did.
Anthony did the whale noises.
Oh, that's right. That wasn't Scott Shannon.
Yeah, because, sorry. I should have just went with what you were doing. But, sorry about that. But E-Rock wouldn't answer his phone on vacation, so Anthony decided just to leave a whole bunch of whale noises.
Well, he did pick up the first time, and he just did whale noises until poor kid hung up.
It was just
No, I hung up. I guess it just didn't disconnect.
It was just a vacation, right?
Sure.
Or was it your honeymoon? I forget. Which one was that?
Honeymoon.
He had ice cream.
I got a tweet that I read, I think this morning. Somebody went and found the saga of giving out your phone number. This one guy on Twitter said he listened to it 3 times over the weekend.
Okay.
I apologized.
Yes, you did.
I felt bad for that one.
But you say it like it's a crowning achievement.
Well, now it's just fun because we're over it again.
Yeah.
It was a serious thing for a while.
Yes, I got a nice fence out of it. Thank you.
Oh, Jesus.
Did you get a fence?
Yeah. Nice white vinyl fence.
Oh, no.
It cost me a few bucks, that one. Oh, boy.
Why did I just edit a mean line I had? I'm getting older.
Just do it.
I'm sorry. No, I like E-Rock. I didn't want to say it.
Go ahead.
So, what'd you say?
Nice white vinyl fence.
Should have put it in front of the kitchen.
There you go.
I'm sorry, E-Rock. But I'm like, what's happening to me? I'm just getting old and not being mean anymore.
But then you were mean.
Well, I'm caught myself. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah, we didn't really have to twist your arm.
Right.
No, you didn't.
You should say, okay.
Yeah. But all right, so tell me more about it. I'm happy E-Rock had a good day. I do love
we like
my pal
E-Rock.
E-Rock. I love E-Rock.
We like E-Rock.
E-Rock's very kissable. Little cheeks.
I'm a cherub.
You certainly are.
How's your head with the lump? Everything good?
Oh, much better, yeah.
Yeah.
So you saw Scott and everything was good.
Yeah, it was a great time.
Okay. How's Todd doing? Is he doing? I mean, I don't follow New York ratings. Is he good?
Nobody follows him either.
Oh no, is it bad?
It's a bust.
Is it the same people that are there?
I don't know. We gave up listening.
Still Todd and Jade, yeah.
Okay.
We could get some Todd and Jade audio.
We could.
Before all the guests start coming in
point.
today.
He barely talks anymore now.
No, no, they're playing music.
No,
They shut him up?
Well, the other he sits there and goes, yeah. He does the ins and outs. Like he brings it back from break. The girls talk. He'll go, maybe throw a comment in, and then cuts them off to do the quick, DJ tag to go right back into a song.
Okay.
So there's really nothing to it.
That world is dead. Regular radio is dead.
It's a weird world, man.
Between satellite and podcasting, why the fuck would you turn on a morning show on regular radio?
Unless you want to hear, like, I did a show in Philly. It was like a conservative talk show. Like, unless you want to hear political stuff,
yeah,
I don't see why anybody listens to regular radio. Again, unless you're in Kansas City listening to Johnny Dare or one of those guys that still does what they do.
Well, some of the legends you want us to listen to, and maybe some sports radio.
Right.
Like you said, some political radio, sure. But I'm talking like just a basic...
Or for comedy stuff.
A basic morning show? Oh, my God, why?
I'll go on the road and do guys once in a while, and like the guys that I'll enjoy, I'll always tell them I enjoy it, and like, what a nice surprise or a nice relief it is to come, because there's so many of them that are just like, oof.
There's still a few doing it, I should say that.
Yeah, yeah.
But in general, man, I've gone up and down the dial on New York radio. It's brutal how bad it is.
There's nothing.
You know,
it's brutal.
There's sports, traffic, Elvis Duran. That's about it.
I wouldn't know what Elvis Duran sounds like. I do 10-10 wins, and then I don't even know. I guess a little Imus. When I'm not here, I'll listen to a little Imus.
Boomer and Carlton do well.
Toucher and Rich are still themselves.
But
Kevin
guys,
and Bean, I like those guys in LA. I've done their show.
Those guys are doing sports though.
Touch and Rich, but that's amazing. But they're still them though. Like they're still the same guys.
Yeah, because when we go down this road, then some of our friends get pissed off at us. No, absolutely, Touch and Rich is still doing it.
Yeah,
and my guy, Brother Weiss, is still killing it.
It's the same show too. Yeah, you go up there and it's
still
like it doesn't feel any different. Yeah,
but I guess I'm talking more like these kind of like poppy shows.
There's not even that many of them anymore.
The female formats.
Those are. You know who's doing one of those shows? Kane. Remember from K-Rock?
Oh, I remember Kane.
Kane's doing the morning show.
Wasn't he here for a while or no?
He was.
Okay,
yeah.
I thought so.
Kane's doing the morning show at Fresh FM.
What happened to there was a dude, I'm thinking K-Rock. Who's the guy? There was a Spanish guy there, right, at one point? I don't remember. I'm thinking K-Rock, whatever. I don't know.
We don't even know what the fuck we're talking about.
I don't listen to anything. I listen basically to Charlie Puth. What's he Puth? Chipper Puth.
We got a warning for Jim Norton because you're going to be entering the Angry Lesbian Central, she says.
I'm going to guess this is Burlington, Vermont. Hello.
Jen in Boston. Yes, Jen.
Hey, good morning.
Hey. Good morning. Hey, how do I know that girl?
She still works here.
Oh, yeah. How do we know her?
Carson.
Johnny Carson? She looks good. I think I'll do a morning show.
Yes.
Is that good?
Very good.
You know, Travis didn't think it was good.
I'm just looking at a picture. It means nothing to the people listening to our show, but we know that girl.
You'll see her. She works about 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead, Jen.
So I wanted to warn you that Northampton, Massachusetts has one of the highest lesbians per capita in the entire United States.
Oh, good. They can come out and enjoy my hairdo.
There you go. So just wanted to give you a fair warning to be prepared.
Okay. Well, I never had a problem. The lesbians don't mind me.
Jim loves the lesbos.
You bet I do.
We call them lesbos.
I didn't say that. Just if you're looking for a date, you may have a little bit of time.
Yeah, I don't get any flack from the gay and lesbian community. They don't give me any flack, which is nice.
I hope they actually pay attention to Jimmy and his comedy in between lesing out in the audience.
That would be nice.
Lesbos can't help themselves. They les out a lot.
A lot of breast sucking.
A lot of bumping of the donuts.
Yeah. Let's watch this guy.
My husband used to live there when he was single, and he actually had to move away. He just couldn't get a date.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Jesus.
What's that? You would think, all right.
Where is Northampton, Mass? I honestly don't know where it is.
Isn't that?
It's western Massachusetts.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So far west of Boston, almost to New York.
Hey, email me at the real Jim Norton if you want me to come, because I'm putting together another leg of this tour with talking to my agent. I named a few cities already, places I want to return to. But if you want me to come, email me, and I'm going to try to see cities I can't think of.
Okay.
Not just you, miss. I mean, anybody. Thank you, though. She's very helpful.
She's going to schedule your whole tour.
Okay.
Yeah, Northampton's right off that 91, just north of Springfield, Mass. Sure.
Yeah, I used to do gigs in Springfield. A guy named Don something used to book the New York Comedy Club, Springfield, Massachusetts, off exit 91. And I remember I did a gig up there for another booker, and there was no room for me because the one of the acts canceled. So the room my girlfriend and I were supposed to share, I got kicked out of by the booker, and he didn't tell me. So I was up there hosting, and I just didn't have a room. So I remember one of the comedians let my girlfriend and I stay in the room with her.
Oh, wow.
Never forget that. That's like that's 1990 and 91. I never forgave that booker.
Why?
Because he fucked me out of a room. I was with my girlfriend. It was so shitty. Instead of just paying for the room or talking to the hotel.
Yeah, I mean, how expensive could a room be?
I remember the smell of those places, like these Hampton Inns or Sheratons. They had not a bad smell. It was just like I'm doing a professional gig smell. It was like the pool or the smell of these but they didn't smell terrible.
The smell of chlorine.
Yeah, it's like the smell of certain candles brings me back to 1990, my old Rascals Comedy Club days. Those fucking comedy. Go to the Comedy Cellar upstairs, the Olive Tree restaurant. There's candles, and they have this smell. And sometimes I'll just close my eyes and smell it, and I'm like, I'm there again.
How the fuck do you smell candles?
They have that.
We got scented candles. I can't smell them.
Really?
What does that mean?
I don't know. I love a good scented candle. Maybe it means that you're not gay.
Now I'm going to set myself up, but I kind of want to smell a candle.
They're not
really
bad.
do.
I love them.
Some incense, I could smell that shit. But candles, when we have those on, I'm like, I don't smell anything. What is this supposed to smell like?
Well, some of them are unscented, or some of them are very subtle.
No, they have the scents.
Yeah, like a Yankee Candle or something.
Oh, yeah, some of those are pretty good. I always shit on Yankee Candle because I'm like a candle elitist cunt.
Too corporate.
Yeah, I know, man. But then my sister Tracy gave me a fucking Yankee Candle, and it's one of my favorite ones. It's like a winter green candle. Oh,
that's the one I like.
Oh,
I can't smell it after a while.
It's wonderful.
I smell it when we first light it, and then I don't smell it anymore.
It's a wonderful candle.
Sucks.
I'm a candle diva.
I used to, when we worked in Boston, I would go into Yankee Candle every once in a while on one of my little trips into the wilderness to check out leaves and stuff.
Yeah, that's nice stuff.
They would have a Yankee Candle store.
I find myself
that had a lot more than what you could find in the mall.
There's nothing wrong with going.
As you get older, you just realize like I like some of the same stuff I used to like and some different stuff. Like I don't really dislike anything I used to like.
Right.
But I just like more than I used to.
I was thinking about Boston. I want to go up there. I haven't been there in a while. I miss Boston.
It's fucking awesome.
I just fucking miss going. I used to get up there a couple times a year. Now it's been a few. I have to get a Boston trip going. Anyway, seeing Jim in St. Louis, story about Jim,
Oh no, what's the story about Jim? Let's hear this.
Oh, taking on a guest at the Fillmore? And a strange twist to the Amber Alert story. All right, let me do these two calls. Let's say hi to Sean in Allentown. What's up, Sean?
Well, I want to start by saying I'm a huge Eric Nagel fan.
Oh, as you should be.
He is fantastic.
Yes, he is.
Now, the Amber Alert. The story that was reported was there was a family sitting in the mall somewhere, and they started up a conversation with the guy for about 30 minutes. The mother of the child asked him to hold her baby for, like, a little bit while they went in other stores to go shopping.
I don't buy that.
The guy this was a police report.
Oh, wow.
The guy took the baby and just walked out of the mall with it.
No kidding.
And then a little bit later, however, they found the baby. But that's the story.
That's weird. Could you hold my coat? I'm going to go dance.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah, as having kids, even handing it to my family, I'm a little weirded out sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm used to holding Bob Kelly's baby now, like Max is, because he's walking around and stuff. But I'm always afraid with kids. Like I don't want them to fall or something, and they're so fragile.
They're not as fragile as you think.
Maybe not, but I'm just paranoid
because they're rubbery.
Yeah.
I don't know at what age they're not as rubbery when they do fall, they break everything. But man, they could take a beating.
Yeah,
these babies and toddlers. I dropped my son halfway down the staircase when he was 6 months old.
I vaguely remember that.
Oh, I told the story on the air back in the day. I was horrified.
Yeah.
Because I slipped on the stairs, and you would think you would never let go of your kid, but it's a natural thing to protect yourself. It's involuntary, I guess.
To throw the kid down first?
Yeah, and fall on him. And then realize that that's a little bit smarter.
That's why that you know, when you get in a cab, you assume you could just hold your kid because you think to yourself, I would never let go of my kid. But it's your body itself trying to protect itself, and it makes you go like this.
I don't know what nature is there, to be honest.
It's so strange. So I was coming down the stairs at my in-laws' house. My son was like 6 months old, 5 months old, and I had him wrapped up in a blanket, and I slipped on the stairs because I had jeans on that were under my heels.
Yeah.
And I remember even thinking to myself, be careful, don't fall. And of course I fell, and my reaction, I let go of the kid and watched him go boom, 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 3 bounces all the way to the bottom. I think what really helped was that he was in a blanket.
Yeah.
And
so, Opie, oh, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, so you wouldn't hand your 7-month-old to a guy you talked to for 30 minutes?
Yeah,
There's wrong with that.
Yeah, there's something fishy there. There's obviously something fishy there. So, all right, Sean, thank you, buddy.
The boy's mother told... Oh, yeah, God, my apologies, sir, you're right.
The boys... go ahead, Jim.
See, the boy's mother told the cops that they befriended her and the kids, and they all went to the food court together. The boy was crying, and the suspect asked the mother if she could calm him down. Oh, it's a woman. She then held the boy as the mom took a phone call. The suspect then walked out of the mall, cradling the boy in her arms. That's a shitty, weird... Wait, the mother never allowed the suspect to hold her baby, and instead the suspect took him out of the stroller. Okay. There was new details. There's an amendment to the story. The police said that the mother, she was just probably watching the kid in the stroller.
Okay.
But how do you turn your back on the kid?
Yeah, you would never do that. That is weird. That is very, very... King of Prussia Mall. Yeah. Oh, you said that earlier. You said you were once the King of Prussia. Okay. Yeah, that's strange. No fucking way would I do that.
And what's the person with the altercation in Philly? I didn't have any altercations.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Sean. I got to move on to Eric in Philly. Go ahead, Eric.
Hey, what's up, guys? It wasn't an altercation. It was the guy who's in the front row with this super hot chick. And you ask him, like, oh, you guys fucking? He's like, no, we're just friends.
Oh, yeah.
For a long time. Like, he's trying to friendship his way in the pussy. I thought it was funny. He stormed out, and he was like, you asked him, were you a little mad? He was like, a little bit. He was upset because you called him out on it.
I don't know. I had fun. I remember those two up in the front. I don't think that...
And one guy, he left?
No, he came back. He was fine.
Oh, all right.
He was okay.
It was great, Jim. I did sit in the front row next to 2 guys that wouldn't stop. Every time you had a punchline, they had a goddamn comment. So I don't want to hear anything about black people talking in the movies anymore. These 2 white guys sat next to me and talked the entire show.
Well, how could they not? They were excited.
They were excited to see little Jimmy Norton in their town.
Well, thank you, sir. Appreciate you coming.
It was super cool to meet you, Joe.
Oh, thank you, man. It was sure nice meeting you as well.
All right. And Meredith, back to the kidnapping story. Go ahead, Meredith.
Oh, I just was going to say these guys don't know what they're talking about, and I didn't want you to report the story wrong. It was a woman in the mall. She actually had a baby that died in February. So she saw this baby, and she was talking to the mother. Mother got distracted in the food court. She took the baby, and there's video footage of her running out of the mall with the baby.
Oh, man. So she had a baby die?
Yeah, in February. So they found her in her home, and she just said when the cops came to the door, I guess they said they got a tip. She opened the door. She said, yeah, I took the baby. And she's like, I just wanted a baby. Ugh. So it's actually really sad. And her mom's actually a Republican congresswoman out here. So it's like, bad.
Meredith, as we take your phone call, I just saw the mugshot of the lady. She's all, teary-eyed in the mug photo. It's sad all around.
Right. That kind of stinks.
So thank God the kid's okay. But that girl needs some help.
Right. Well, hopefully she gets the help she needs.
Yeah. I love you guys.
Thank you.
Meredith, we love you.
I feel bad for the lady.
You, Jimmy.
What's that, sweetheart?
Love the pretty ones.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, Meredith.
Bye.
We got Anderson Cooper coming in here for the first time. That's gonna be cool.
Yeah, documentary was so good.
I really liked it too, man. There's a lot of tragedy in that Vanderbilt family.
Yep.
Anderson Cooper's mom is 92, I believe, going to be 93 this year. And wow, what a story!
Yeah,
what a fucking story. Yeah, the documentary's called "Left Nothing Unsaid." I think.
Left Nothing Unsaid.
Is that what it's called?
Nothing Left Unsaid. I'm guessing.
Nothing Left Unsaid?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. It was a very good documentary. I think it's going to be on HBO.
Yes. And we also have Jerrod Carmichael, whose show is apparently doing really well. And Dice, who I saw only the first episode, and I loved it. I'm really happy for Andrew.
I saw 4 out of the 6. I just kept pushing play.
It's so good.
It's really good.
And it's him.
Yes. Dice's new show on Showtime is really good. I kept poking my wife going, that's how it is to hang out with the guy.
Yeah.
Exactly. They nailed it with this thing.
It's very honest, and it's him gambling. It's really funny, man, and really accurate. But they didn't, it wasn't over the top, like ridiculous. Like, it was a story, but it actually made sense as a show. It was really, I enjoyed it a lot.
Right.
So I'm happy for him.
Just him, like, arguing over ATM fees.
That's 100% him.
I looked at my wife, I'm like, well, I've been there. Like, just haggling and negotiating wherever he goes. That's what you get with Dice.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, God, yeah.
And it's always very reasonable what he thinks should happen. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, because when you're in the world of a sociopath, it all sounds normal.
Yeah.
I wish I had seen the other episodes. I just watched this one late because I'd watched the Anderson Cooper. I did a lot of watching yesterday, and my friend wanted to watch Hateful Eight, so we watched that.
How was that at home, Hateful Eight?
Awesome. I forgot certain lines. One line still made me laugh out loud.
I watched it again this weekend, and it's still awesome.
Which line did he like?
I just... When fucking Samuel I don't want to give anything away. That's why I don't want to say it.
Oh, my God. It's been...
I know. I just don't...
You still ruined the movie.
What's that?
You still ruined the movie.
I don't want to.
No, I said you still ruined the movie when I watch it.
Oh, do I?
Because of what Samuel
says. Yeah. There's the one, let's just say the stew in the face. That fucking, the dismissive, not looking, throws the stew. Yeah. Oh, my God, that made me laugh.
Yeah, that's a great scene.
Walton Goggins is so good in that movie.
Amazing. They're all good.
Yeah.
God, what a great storyteller.
I love that movie.
Tarantino makes it look like it's easy to tell a story. Like, he's so fucking good at putting a twist and doing this.
It's effortless.
It's effortless.
Or it feels like it's effortless. Obviously, a lot of work goes into that, but he truly is a genius. That word is thrown around way too much.
Yeah, I use it way too much in the mirror, but...
Quentin Tarantino is an absolute genius. Did that movie end up doing well? It just did okay, right?
Yeah, it did fine. It didn't... I don't think it did good or bad.
Right.
I think it did... I think it performed a little under their expectations, considering how well Django did at the box office like 5 years ago.
54 million to date.
Yeah.
Domestic total.
They were probably hoping for better.
He also had the whole police thing there, and I'm sure that I don't know if that hurt or not. I mean, because people who
it also went up against the biggest movie of all time.
Oh, what was that?
Well,
Drive Miss Daisy?
No, Star Wars.
Oh,
I still haven't seen Star Wars.
I watched that again this weekend.
Is it on the cable yet?
Worldwide?
No. Yeah, it's on demand.
154 million worldwide.
Yeah.
100 million domestic. So it did much better elsewhere. So Star Wars is on demand?
Yeah, it came out on digital on Friday, and it's out on Blu-ray tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
I'm going to be checking out some Star Wars. I'm going to give you my review.
Oh, you're not.
What about this Batman versus Superman? I saw a whole bunch of...
It's about a chess game. It was so boring. I'm like, what are they doing?
I saw a bunch of tweets. People fucking hate this movie. Is this true, Eric Nagel?
Yeah.
You know this world.
Yeah. The critics hate it. Like, they shit can this thing.
But
before
I'm seeing
started.
tweets from the listeners. They're like, this movie's dog shit.
There's parts that are just ridiculous. There's some plot holes, but if you go in and
what's a plot hole in the man from Krypton who fucking can stop a bullet with his teeth? Where's the plot hole?
There's just some. They're setting up. The whole movie is
and
just
the fact that men with capes are flying around town. Is that the plot hole they're talking about?
Yes, the whole movie is just setting up.
How do you fly with a cape if you really think about it?
Wind resistance, it would blow all over the place. You ever try to fucking walk with an umbrella?
Right.
Take the cape off, you non-aerodynamic fruits.
It's impossible to fly with a cape.
Certainly is.
Well, he's Superman. He can do whatever he wants.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I'll take the soup.
Yeah, good for him.
No, but it's really good. Batman shooting guns and killing people. So Superman, the fight scenes are great. The non-fight scenes are what kill the movie, but if you go and watch it, it's actually it's not bad.
All right, I'll give it a shot.
You would enjoy watching it. It's too long to watch in the theater. It's over 3 hours.
Oh, God.
It's like 3 hours, 9 minutes.
That's long
like
for a superhero movie.
A superhero
movie.
And Jesse Eisenberg is so annoying.
Is he as Lex?
Yeah, he's his Facebook character as Lex Luger.
It's 2.5 hours.
No, it wasn't.
Lex Luger?
Oh, shit. Lex Luthor. Sorry.
Someone's got WrestleMania on the mind.
Lex Luger's the wrestler.
Oh,
Someone's got WrestleMania.
Not that you don't want to replay that, do you? I don't want to hear it again.
I just said it was the wrestler.
No, I know. It would just make E-Rock sound like he's a silly ass.
Look at those abs, Jim.
Oh, wow, you guy's in good shape. I'll give him...
Lex Luger always looked like he had like a midget's head, right?
Yeah.
Yes, he does.
Anyone else notice that over the years?
I wonder what
he was in sick shape.
Yeah, look at him now.
Ooh, what? Wow.
Bobblehead.
He looks smaller.
Wow, what happened to him?
Drugs.
What do you mean?
He was involved in a lot of drugs.
But why does he look like that now? Because he doesn't do steroids anymore?
Yeah.
I know he's an older guy, but...
He was there when Miss Elizabeth died. And it was
How old? When was he popular?
Influenced that.
Late 80s?
Oh, late or 90s?
Early 90s?
Him?
For Lex Luger?
Early 90s?
Early 90s to the mid 90s. Yeah.
Okay. I think he was getting some stuff done in the late 80s
WWE
as well.
and then went to WCW.
So 93 he was popular?
Yeah.
Did The Undertaker win last night?
He did.
So they kept that streak alive?
No. He lost the streak like 2 years ago.
Oh, he did?
Was he the WrestleMania headliner? Who did he wrestle?
Wasn't the headliner.
Shane McMahon last night.
Shane McMahon.
Wait, I didn't know he lost a couple years ago.
To Brock Lesnar.
Oh.
Yeah.
So who's the main event?
idea.
The main of, well,
Triple H and
Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns? Did Triple H beat him?
Yeah.
That's a relief.
No, he did. No, sorry.
Oh.
He did not.
No?
No, Roman Reigns won and everybody booed. Yeah.
5 hours?
WrestleMania was 5 hours?
They started at 5 p.m.
What time did it end?
11:30.
Jesus, you were off by 90 minutes, Paul.
Does anyone know what Sam ended up wearing? Because I was on the edge of my seat.
Hopefully a noose.
Sam was down there in Texas, and he was Instagramming. He just didn't know what to wear for WrestleMania, and he had all his shirts laid out and his sneakers.
Oh, Sam said dildo.
I want to know what I want to know what he decided on. I was like, I couldn't go to. I almost couldn't go to bed until I knew.
I don't know.
Why didn't you have better seats?
He was in a box.
Oh, okay.
Oh, who was she? I wish I loved her. Oh, yeah,
I'll tll you what. I signed up for a free trial for the network just to watch this, and when Stone Cold comes out, it's still the coolest thing.
Why did he come out there?
Because it's Dallas, and him and Mick Foley were there, and Shawn Michaels.
But he said he's not wrestling anymore.
He didn't. He came out, gave a few people some stunners.
Did they know who he was?
Oh, he got the biggest ovation of the night.
Can I tell you, I watched some of Stone Cold's show.
Podcast or the country
Broken
channel?
Skull Challenge.
I was up late.
He came in to promote that.
It was really entertaining.
He's a great host.
Because it's literally two contestants doing whatever they do, and then there's other people, and Stone Cold is narrating it, and he's such a good talker because he's a good host. I loved it.
He's very entertaining.
I had to watch the end of it. I was only going to watch 5 minutes, and I'm like, one of the girls had a fat camel toe. This was the women competing.
Nice.
It's a really good show.
It's a good show.
Quite entertaining.
Yeah. He's the only reason I would watch WrestleMania.
It's
totally worth it.
Here's the YouTube clip: Return of Stone Cold, Shawn Michaels, Mick Foley. Can you play a little of this?
Yeah, this is when Stone.
Did they know who? Did they know who Mick Foley was?
They had to tell him.
He's coming for one more. No, it's not.
That's 101,000 people.
Michaels, Foley, Austin, between 90.
Why are they staring at these guys in the ring?
Look at Foley go! He wants to save us, Cactus Jack! In my wildest imagination, I would have never expected to see this. You're out of shadow.
Looks like Stone Cold's wrestling to me. He said on our very show he's done with this.
He just makes appearances.
Yeah, they're just whooping ass.
Oh, okay. It's not officially a wrestling.
No. He's just opening some cans of whoop ass.
I gotcha. All right, that's pretty cool.
A couple Steve Weisers afterwards.
Yeah, we'll tweet that out to the people.
Yeah. He's the man.
I love Stone Cold Steve Austin and Mick Foley. Why has Mick Foley got jizz in his mouth?
They're drinking beer.
Oh.
Wrestling's taking a really weird turn.
Yeah, exactly. His new name is Lucky Devil.
What? Wait, really?
Wow. All right. I guess that was
good for the old guys to get a nice little.
Yeah, a lot of people enjoyed it.
A nice little bump.
Oh, that was Texas Stadium?
110,000 people were there.
It sold out?
Was that's obviously
AT&T Stadium in Dallas.
Is that sold out?
Yes.
Wow.
101,000.
101. So that's the biggest WrestleMania ever? It has to
they
be.
broke their record, yeah.
And that was the big headline was Triple H. They all know Roman Reigns?
Yeah, but everybody was booing him.
Why?
Because the fans are idiots.
Well, maybe they want a bad guy.
No, they wanted him to be like the next big thing years ago, and then when they started pushing him, the fans started booing him, saying, "No, this is too forced." And wrestling fans just don't know.
Whatever happened to Fandango?
Oh, he's still there. He's just they don't give him the push he deserves.
Why?
I don't know, because they just view him as not being important.
That was so entertaining when he first
awesome, and they don't use him.
Oh, you think that they should?
They should be using him a lot more than they do, and they don't.
Yeah. What about Shane O'Mac? How was he?
He jumped off the top of the Hell in the Cell right through the announce table.
Jesus, he's too old for that shit.
You have $1 billion you're going to inherit.
Right. What are you doing?
What's wrong with you? I wouldn't jump that far into a big cushy mat.
Right. Why do they have to get so involved?
How's that new?
All they have to do is sit back and wait for the old man to die.
How's the new wrestler doing? There's the new guy.
What's his name?
Gary.
Gary what?
Gary Blurn.
Gary Blurn.
Yes.
What's his move? Does he have a finishing move? Everyone has a finishing move.
Yeah, he does he does like a karate thing, like yeah, and he throws a chop to the middle of the chest and they collapse.
Works every time.
Yes, it does.
Is he a good guy or a bad guy?
He's in the middle.
Oh,
he beats everyone.
Oh, I see.
Is he a baby face, a heel? What is he? Wow, this is Shane O'Mac.
Wow.
We'll tweet this out. I got to see this.
He's getting gray hair.
He can't be thinking straight.
He's on the top of the
Shane
cell.
O'Mac is on top of
How many feet is that, would you guess?
That's at least 10.
Shane, no!
That's 20 feet easily, right?
Oh, my God. Damn it, Shane, stop it!
No way.
Shane, don't do this! No.
And he's
Shane,
jumping onto a guy.
Jesus! For the love of mankind!
For the love of mankind, let's relax.
Well, it's the PG era, so they got to be.
I think ISIS is for the love of mankind. Not Shane O'Mac. That's pretty impressive, though.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. The guy got out of the way. I'm like, how are they going to do
Undertaker.
that? Wow. Oh, wow.
Yeah. Holy.
Let's see that again. That was a pretty good fall. Even though I suspect that wasn't the original table. Heck in a cell, they should call it.
We'll tweet this out.
Would Gary do this?
Can't do this. Shane, no!
Yeah, oh, yeah. Gary has done this. This is Gary's move.
Oh, my God.
But he would have karate chopped
Damn
him.
it, Shane, stop it! Shane, don't do
In
this!
front of 101,000 people.
Oh, my God!
Jesus.
No! For the love of mankind!
All right.
Shane just exploded through our table!
How about you go and see if he's okay? You're the closest guy to him, Mr. Announcer.
So who won the Hell in the Cell?
That was the Undertaker.
Shane was taking all kinds of bumps that he did not need to be taking.
Of course not.
Triple H, too. It's like, Vince, how about you fucking let the numbers 1 and 2 guys behind you
How about you take
live?
care of your own family?
Why doesn't
sick
Triple H
fuck?
stop it?
Right.
You're married to the boss's daughter. You run the corporation. Cut the shit.
Shane was going in, like being slammed into steel steps, into poles, into the fencing of the cell. And
Triple H is like a guy who books a comedy club because he owns the comedy club and he's booking himself.
Yeah.
So what are you doing? Yeah, exactly. Stop it. You don't need to do this shit.
Well, we got to get
Fix the mic cords, please.
Can we reach out to Shane O'Mac? I want to start getting him back on the show. I miss him.
okay, so
I used to love when he would come in here,
I know.
and he doesn't have to be doing that shit. That was pretty impressive.
and he's been gone for 7 years. He just came back.
Why did he jump off the thing instead of climbing down?
It's faster.
Very short-sighted of him.
Yeah, Gary Blurn would have climbed down.
Is Gary feuding with anyone?
Everyone. Actually,
Really?
Gary wouldn't have jumped because his whole thing is safety first.
Safety first.
Is he good on the mic? Like, can he cut a promo?
Oh, without a doubt.
Really?
Well,
Yeah.
let's hear his promo.
He did one. It was like, hey, wrestling fans, I'm Gary Blurn, and I'm coming to town, and I'm going to best my opponent.
That's all it is.
That's all he needs.
Nice and short.
Yep, he's going to wrestle
Nice and short to the point.
Triple H
All right.
Wow.
coming up.
Does Triple H know this?
Yep.
He does.
Yeah. It's going to be a Blurn Triple H extravaganza.
What's the name of his finishing move?
What? The karate chop to the chest.
It's a terrible name. It
No, it's
should be like the Blurn Bomb or something.
It's the Blurninator. He does the Blurninator.
Blurninator, right?
The announcers have to say that.
Yes, they do. Because he goes, hi-ya! And they're like, it's the Blurninator coming. And he throws a karate chop to the chest. It's amazing. You think that's a good name?
No.
It's embarrassing.
All right, we should break now. Anything else about WrestleMania? That was about it. 5 hours though. Fuck that shit.
Yeah.
7 hours total. I just saw all the highlights.
Yeah, pretty much.
I wish I loved it the way I love UFC. I wish I loved... Because wrestling, there's so many great events. They put on an amazing show. The wrestlers are all great interviewers. Great on the mic.
I used to love it. Definitely used to love it. And then we went a few years ago, Jimmy. We were the first ones out of there.
We were. But it was still, you could see it was a good event. It was a little chilly. And I also felt, I tell you, a guy like Bruce Buffer really in the ring makes it a big deal for me. I didn't realize how much I liked that until he wasn't there.
Yeah, it's weird when you're there, you don't hear anything. You just watch the match. I feel like they should do a better job of that, but I mean, it doesn't affect the product because they still come out in droves.
They used to have these earpieces that you could get where you could tune into the radio frequency and hear what the announcers were doing, and then all of a sudden they
got rid of that. Why?
Yeah. I forgot the reason why. But they had it for a couple of years, and all of a sudden one day it was gone.
Oh my God! They should have. I don't know. Whatever.
Well, they should have an announcer though. An announcer in the ring.
The ring.
In the ring announcer like Buffer. That makes it look like a more legitimate fighting sport.
Yeah. They have their own though.
I know, but they do it from a voice of God thing. It should be somebody in the ring, don't there?
There is.
Oh, I didn't remember that from
Lillian Garcia or JoJo. And,
okay, I'm correct.
Leonard from Florida is going to explain to us guys why Shane O'Mac did that.
Leonard what, of Arabia?
All right, let's go to Leonard.
Lawrence. Sorry. Lawrence Leonard was Pyle's name. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning, Leonard.
I'm so stupid. I'm pooped.
This show is WWE's moneymaker. This show is where WWE...
Wait, WrestleMania is their biggest event of the year?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that. Fuck.
They actually set up the whole year, technically. All the other pay-per-views and all the other events.
Eric, did you know WrestleMania was the biggest wrestling event of the year for
I didn't know it was
the WWE?
The biggest one.
I thought it was just kind of, just another show.
It's just the one they do in April.
All right, go ahead.
No, basically, this is why every single year, this is where they always go to, they don't go to arenas. They try to fill up stadiums.
I didn't know this. Fuck, really?
Yes, this is their moneymaker. This is where they make the most money.
Wait, so you're trying to say it's like their Super Bowl? Like this is their biggest event of the year?
It is.
I guess hype it up more.
I guess it makes sense to call WrestleMania then, I guess. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, so basically, if they set up the whole year to kind of break even, this is where they do it to make all their bucks. So of course, if you want to inherit all that good money, you got to put in a good show. That's what Shane does.
So that's why Shane jumped off the top of the cell, because it's the biggest wrestling event of the year.
And pretty much all the other wrestlers were hurt. About a quarter of their roster is hurt.
Yeah.
That was supposed to be in WrestleMania.
I guess our point is, though, if you're the billionaire's son, then why the fuck would you jump from there?
Was he supposed to be there, or was he a last-minute replacement?
Yeah, he was a last-minute replacement because they lost a lot of the wrestlers.
Well, Gary's hurt. That's the problem.
Gary Blurn?
Gary Blurn is hurt. The Blurninator they were all hoping for.
Gary in Charleston, I don't know if I have time to go to you. He says, Jimmy, are your Gary wrestling victims called Blurn victims?
That's I didn't want to blow it. But then Gary's big thing is afterwards he'll point to them and go, you've been blurned.
Whoa.
Okay, this got weird. Bye.
Well, thanks, Leonard, for educating us on what WrestleMania is. I did not know that this was a massive event.
I don't think Travis is feeling the blur.
No, he's very intimidating. You've been blurred? I would never want to be blurred.
Points been blurred. You need to blurn your lesson.
After you get a blurninator?
Yeah, but no, he'll say that. You guys got to blurn your lesson.
Oh, does he do that handshake?
Puns?
Oh, my God. What?
Yeah, he does the hand pointing. He's very good.
What's your shirt say there? Suplex City, huh?
Brock Lesnar shirt. Yeah.
Oh.
Yes. By the way, Shane doesn't need the money.
We all know that.
He had the company that brought pay-per-view to like China and most of Asia.
So he made his own money?
Yeah.
Gary Blurn's huge in Asia. That's why he's coming here.
Oh, nice. You think he's worth $1 million, this Shane?
Give or take.
McMahon?
Yeah.
And then he's got...
yeah.
You think he's worth about $1 million?
Easily.
And then he was also working that agency that had Rory McIlroy as a client. They were doing sports agent stuff.
Are they still doing it?
So why did he come back to?
I think he's still doing it, but I don't know why. Oh, he came back because they did lose half the roster. They needed something.
Oh, is that true?
After the Royal Rumble's in January, and they used that to set the tone all the way to WrestleMania. they had nothing really organized. All their top people were out hurt, so they were just scrambling to put everything together.
So why don't they get CM Punk back?
He's kind of got another job.
Not really. He was supposed to fight by now.
I think he's
that whole UFC thing's getting a little weird with CM Punk. Huh?
His back surgery.
Then he had another back surgery?
Yeah.
I predicted he won't. That's my guess. But it's just for physical reasons.
I doubt he'll ever fight in the UFC.
How old is he?
He's old. I mean, he's old for an MMA fighter. I mean, we love CM Punk, don't get me wrong, but
maybe he could come back and feud with Gary Blurin.
That would be a good start.
They both have similar fighting styles.
37 and he's starting his MMA career. That's, oof.
Yeah.
He'll be back in wrestling. They'll figure it out. Right? They all end up coming back eventually.
At some point. I mean, if The Rock can come back, and he's another guy that doesn't need any money.
Yeah. That guy's got more money than God.
All right. We're going to regroup here.
Eat our breakfast.
We got Andrew Dice Clay coming in today. It's been a while. We got Anderson Cooper for the first time. And Jerrod Carmichael, who was in here once. He was really good. I liked him a lot.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
He's promoting the Carmichael Show Sundays at 9 on NBC. He's a friend of Pete Davidson, right?
Yeah.
I think Pete brought him in the first time. All right, quick break. We'll be back. There you go. So what, in the front row someone was bald, so he changed the words of the song, and then it cracked him up, right?
Threw him totally off the rest of the set.
Well, obviously, but that is a moment. And Elvis Presley, what's wrong with that fucking microphone?
The same thing that was wrong with it a week ago. The same thing.
What is it, a loose connection?
Yeah.
You want to just move over to that one, or are you good?
Yeah, I'm okay. No, because we got guests, and then if I move, I just won't move it.
All right, our guests are going to start showing up in the next 20 minutes. You wanted to address something, Mr. Norton.
Yes. I had said that I would be hosting Anthony's show today while he is away in rehab, trying to stay alive. But I've been told I am not allowed to do that contractually. It was a big thing at the end of last week. I'm going on as a guest. I've talked to Bob Kelly. Bob Kelly is going to host it, but the company has really cracked down, and it's not my doing. So I just don't want the fans killing me for it.
Right.
Bobby's going to host it, and I'm allowed contractually. There's weird stuff what I'm allowed to do and what I'm not allowed to do. And I'm not sure why this is happening, but again, I can't just say fuck you. It's a contract.
Right.
But I will be going on.
And I want to make it perfectly clear that I have absolutely nothing to do with this.
No, this is not coming from
All right.
me.
I mean, because there's a few people out there that like to spin everything into being my fault. I have absolutely nothing to do with this. I actually think you should be able to host it, of course.
Well, yeah, I mean,
what's weird is you're still doing it, so it's like it's just a technicality. You'll be on the show today, so what's the difference?
It's one of those things where, like, I understand there's bad blood. Like, yeah, there is. I don't think they should have fired him, and I think after they fired him that he handled it poorly, and I've said that to him.
Yeah.
But if this was him going on vacation, and they found out their guys were doing it, I would go, yeah, they're kind of right. Like, you know what I mean? If they're like, you're not hosting for someone vacation.
Sure.
But, someone going into rehab, to try, again, to say like, all right, my life has spiraled to this point, and now I'm going to try to do something. One of the things you're concerned with is, your business and your life. People are scared of just leaving their business.
Right.
And then going away for a month.
And coming back to nothing, or coming back to a damaged product.
Absolutely. Coming back to a product that's not viable anymore.
Or a damaged business, whatever.
So one of the things you can do, I have an advice show where I talk about being sober and helping people stay sober and talking to people. And, when I was asked a while ago to do this, I was like, yeah, of course. Mm-hmm. And Bob knew I was doing it. So I'm almost as annoyed at our agent for not telling me that I was contractually not allowed to do this. I mean, it's like, as a performer, you don't know every in and out of your deal. I read my deals, but you don't think of everything. He's a fucking agent.
Right.
And he should have.
Right.
He should have said, hey, look, man, clear. It didn't even occur to me.
Right.
To go and ask those guys.
He should have been able to tell you, that this might be a problem, and then try to figure out a workaround.
Yeah, because there's been other stuff.
There should be a workaround. I mean, the company should just go, all right, I know what your contract says, but, this is a special thing.
I've gone to those guys with stuff in the past, and I've always gone to them first. Mm-hmm. And they've always been fine with stuff. Mm-hmm. So there was no deception. It just didn't occur to me. Like, I didn't think to announce it, because when a guy says he's going into rehab, It's not I can't announce his medical stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, that's a privacy thing where a guy tells you something about being sober. Like, I would never break that confidence until he was ready to make the announcement.
Yeah.
And he wanted Ronnie and I there, when he made the announcement.
Yeah.
Because, again, we're both sober. So I'm like, okay.
Well, it's very close to your heart. It's very close to Ronnie's heart. More than the average person. You guys been through this thing.
Yeah, but that's why I'm not hosting it, and I just, I didn't make a promise and then back out on it, especially with something that's this serious to me and this important to me as a person. That's one of the things that's more important to me than working here or being, if I go back to where I was, I know people think I was 18 when I quit. What did I know? I would just commit suicide. So I'm very fortunate to be where I'm at, and any of my friends that are attempting to get that, I'm obligated as a fucking person.
Right.
To help them in any way I can.
And you'll still be doing the show today.
Yes. But Bob Kelly is hosting. I talked to Bobby. I explained it to him. He's like, no problem.
Right.
So I'm happy that Bobby is stepping in as the host, and I will be a guest, and just my apologies to the fans. It was something I didn't know and didn't anticipate.
Well, like I said, it's a little weird because it's a technicality now, because you're still doing the show. But technically, they don't want you hosting the show, which is a little strange, which makes it a little weird for a whole bunch of people. Right?
It'll
still be a fine show today.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, and again, it wasn't me trying to be deceptive or sneaky. Like, if I was trying to be sneaky and just sneak it in and they found out, again, it's a business, and they're trying to protect the people that they've signed and keep exclusive. But it's like, this is a little bit different.
Yeah.
Like, this is not anyone being sneaky. This is not anyone trying to fucking, come on.
Right. I think it'll be all right in the end.
I really have no faith that it's going to be all right in the end.
Oh, really?
No.
You think it'll be a problem?
Yeah. But I'm not trying to make a problem. I mean, at all.
Right. But your contract says you can do other radio shows to promote your stuff.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm allowed to be a guest, and,
Well, I wasn't involved in any of this. I want to say that again. But now that we're talking about it, I certainly think that, the company should allow this.
I think they should allow it.
Because it's a very, like you said, it's a very special thing. It's not like he's on vacation and this is setting a precedent. Every time he's out, he's going to have, a whole bunch of different guest hosts that have something to do with this company.
That are exclusive to this company. Yeah. And again, a company signs you. They want certain exclusivity because they're paying you. Like, I do get that. Like, when if you're with any radio, you do. Like, on Clear Channel, you wouldn't be allowed to go on CBS stations to host a show. Like, I get why they say that, but the nature of this relationship with us and, what the reasoning is, I just think it's a little bit different.
Well, it's one reason why I don't do a lot of stuff outside of this place. Because, I'm exclusive to Sirius XM, so I got to be very careful. I could pop up as a guest here and there, but I don't have anything to promote like yourself. You know what I mean? So that's another reason why they look at it slightly different too, because you're a traveling comic, so you definitely have to do other entities to get your name out there and sell tickets.
I wouldn't sign a deal unless I was allowed to do other radio, only because you do have to do that.
Yeah, it's important. So to me, it's a little different. So when I do pop up here and there, it's I got to be careful. So
yeah, but that's what it's about, and there was no time because, again, I was away Friday. There was no time for me to discuss this until this morning. But I was very shocked by it. It's not like, oh no, this is what I kind of anticipated. I was stunned by it.
Yeah, it's one of these special things. So they obviously should just allow it and just go, all right.
Yeah. But I haven't talked to any of them either. Like,
you're hosting a few times, or just
I was going to go on a couple of times. I'm still going to go on as a guest.
Yeah.
But I'm not allowed to host at all. And I've been told in no uncertain terms that I am not allowed to.
I hope Bob Kelly reminds you the entire time you're on with him today that you're not hosting and that he is.
Well, this is why, this is why Bob's a hunk of shit. Because he's like, dude, I'm going to need about a half hour to do a monologue, and then I'll call you.
I hope he really makes it hurt today. And my guest today,
he will,
is the very, very funny Jim Norton.
Jim's making a point and Bobby just cuts it off.
You just gave me the hiccups. Fuck.
Yeah, dude, I'd rather not go down that road. All right, back to...
Yeah, exactly. All right, well... Oh, God, I got the hiccups. That made me laugh really hard.
Yeah. You have to... The best way to get rid of them is you hold your breath and blow a friend. Okay.
Just happen again. How do you get rid of hiccups? I got them bad now.
Scare you.
No, boo. All right. So, and then I guess the same holds true for Ron. I don't know.
Don't know, to be honest. I'm assuming. I don't know. I've kind of been surprised by it.
I don't want to speak for him, but I would assume that would be would piss him off.
Well, it's one of those things where I'm not even mad about it at this point. I was for a day. But then I'm like, what am I going to do? Like,
right.
It makes me sad.
Did you talk to the guys down the hall?
No, I haven't. I haven't.
I think you got to give them your 2 cents. I really do.
I'm not going to go down there and yell and scream. I'll just let,
But during the break, you should go down and pop your head in and just at least let them know how you feel about this. Because
I don't think they care how I feel, but
I know, but you should vocalize it no matter what. I don't necessarily disagree with you, but I think you should vocalize it because you've been through the program, man. This is very close to you.
Yeah, well.
And I understand at this point why, you got sober at 18, because you bring it up a lot.
Oh.
Because there's a lot of people who go, wow, at 18 you knew? I was surprised at first, but you've kind of explained it enough over the years.
Yeah, it's like I just don't tell stories with junkie pride. I just, whatever. It's one of those things where it is what it is. I have zero doubt,
Not even an edible?
I can't do any of it, man.
I'm kidding.
I can't.
Maybe
if I could, I would.
Maybe I shouldn't even kid about that shit.
Yeah, it's like, I know myself better than a guy on Twitter was like, well, you could try it now. I'm like, dude, I know myself better than you know me.
Right.
Like, I know what I was like. What reason would I have?
Are there people that could be sober for... Well, you're pushing, God, almost 30 years, I guess, but at least 25, let's say. And then are there people that are sober for 25 years and then could dip back into it because they're a different person? Like, how does that work?
I've never...
Or once an addict, always an addict?
Once you are, you always are. How you handle it is up to you. Some people maybe do dip back, and maybe they're successful. The only people I talk to are the ones that wind up coming back and getting sober again. So maybe some of them are very successful, and more power to them. I don't tell anybody they can't do it. I only speak for me.
What about the person that says, I could have a glass of wine with dinner?
Enjoy. Good for you.
But do you, maybe I'm getting too personal, so you don't have to answer anything.
I'll say anything.
But we've seen it in here, actually, with people. And do you kind of sort of roll your eyes like... Really, you could just have a glass of wine at dinner, or how does that work?
I've always thought that, if you're an alcoholic or you're a drug addict and then you start claiming you can do it successfully, I'm always very doubtful of it because I don't know anyone who has. But maybe you can, maybe you aren't an alcoholic. You know what I mean? It's like there's so many, I'm not in a position, like I'm not one of these people that's like, that speaks for everyone. Like, I can only tell you what I've learned and what I've seen, and if it's different for you, then hey, it's different for you. Mm-hmm. Knock yourself out.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, I can't say that I know myself better than other people know me, and then tell you that I know you better than you. Hey, if it works for you, knock yourself. You know what I mean?
Right.
I haven't seen that.
Right.
People get very weird with my position on this, but it's like, what do you want me to tell you? It's just been my experience.
What do you mean they get weird?
They're like, oh, you were so young back then. So what?
No, I mean, I was one of those people. I was amazed because everyone I knew at 17, 18, we were just drinking our fucking faces off.
Yeah.
And you just had realization that it was different.
I pulled a razor on one guy. I pulled a butcher knife on another guy. It was just a fucking disaster. I was just a disaster.
I don't question it at all anymore. Right? But it took a while for me to really fully understand that you just knew.
Yeah.
You just knew. To me, I'm like, this is what you're supposed to do at this age.
Yeah.
Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah, some of it is what you're supposed to do. There's a lot of that. That's why it's a weird thing. There's a lot of it is kind of normal. And then it gets into the realm of where it wasn't normal.
You're not missing much, Jimmy.
No, I don't ever think of it.
You're really not.
Well, I can't say never. Once in a while, I'll think of like, the edibles would be fun. Of course, you have those thoughts. But,
yeah.
But anyway, that's about with being sober stuff. It's like, if my friend is trying to get sober, I'm obligated to do what I can to help him.
I completely get it.
And I want to do what I can. It's not even an obligation. I want to do it.
You should give your 2 cents down the hall.
I'll let them know. I mean, again, they're going to say what they're going to say.
Just your 2 cents, and if they don't want to listen to it, that's fine. But at least you will have peace of mind. Eric, what?
I was going to say, with dabbing back into things, wasn't an example Voss with gambling? Where he stopped gambling for a while and then all of a sudden started playing the lotto a little bit, and now all he does is play the lotto.
Oh, does he? I don't know. Yeah, it's hard to go back in. It's like smoking.
Is lotto gambling?
Yes.
Yeah.
For anyone that thinks, yes,
bingo,
absolutely.
Any of that stuff, yeah.
It's all gambling.
Yeah.
But when you quit smoking,
But Lotto just giving a few bucks over to the...
It's gambling.
Still gambling.
It's gambling.
When you quit smoking, say you quit smoking when you're 20. Say you smoke for 10 years, or no, say 6 years, whatever. You're 14 to 20 and you quit. Do people go, well, you smoked when you were 20, you can start smoking now? Why do they understand that?
Yeah.
It's like when you smoke, you're a smoker, and then you're not a smoker. Like, you can't do it anymore. Most people who start up again go right back to it.
What makes Lotto gambling? And that, hear me out, because I know, and I'm not even going to check Twitter for the next fucking 3 days because of this statement. But when it almost feels like you're just it's something to do when you go to the convenience store. What makes it gambling?
No, it's
like
putting money down for like the scratch offs or something.
Whenever I get a scratch off for Lotto, which is rare, I just think like I'm just doing it. I already know I'm not going to win anything.
But you don't have that gambling bug where you were going to casinos and spending all your money on the tables and stuff, and then when you go back to Lotto, it's a smaller version, but they're still sort of getting that
gateway
fix.
fucking thing.
No, it's just it's a supplement almost.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, it is gambling. It's a lesser form of it, but it is.
I know I sound kind of naive, but I guess because I don't have that bug.
Exactly.
So to me, it's like if you get a few Lotto tickets, whatever.
It's like if you never smoked, you don't get why somebody would crave a cigarette after so many years of quitting smoking.
Mm.
It's hard. Quitting smoking is fucking hard.
Let's say, so is quitting sugar, I must tell you.
Somebody said to me, what if I get a choice? What if I get a call to host SNL, for example? First of all...
He would say adios to us.
SNL would be in trouble if they're reaching out for me. But TV is different. I have different stuff when it comes to television.
But he would be, good luck, boys. Let's say hi to Wheels in Vegas. Wheels.
Hey, what's up, boys?
Is this the Wheels?
This is Wheels, in Vegas.
Not Dice's Wheels.
No.
Yeah, sorry.
No.
Go ahead.
So, I was wondering how this is any different from Jim when he did the Vice show for Vice TV. And you said like SNL would be a TV show, but Ant Show is basically a internet TV show, isn't it?
Yeah, technically. I mean, I guess so. But again, I'm not even running down there screaming and yelling. I mean, you can hear the way I'm talking about it today. I'm sad about it, and I'm only bringing it to the air because I don't want people... It happens to be I wasn't here Friday, and then there's no time for me to clear this up and then go today. If this was happening next week, I would have talked to them first, but I called and nobody called me back. But it is different with TV stuff.
You called them?
I did.
And they didn't call you back?
They did not. They went through Bob. So they have the right to feel how they want to feel.
They probably should have called you back.
No, it's...
Yeah, did they give you a problem when you did your Vice show?
No. But I don't even want to, in all honesty, dude, I don't even want to get into that kind of a pissing match. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I really don't feel aggressive about it. It bums me out. Like, I don't want to go down there and go, well, what, dude, the letter... Because I've been really honest about my relationship with the company. They've been pretty fair about a lot of the stuff I do. And, again, I haven't taken a sick day since I've worked here either. I think I've done my share.
Well, that's just stupid on your part.
I know. But I mean, you're
a workaholic.
I also nobody else talks about satellite radio on terrestrial radio as much as I do either. I mean, I contribute back.
Yeah.
But they haven't broken my balls, and I acknowledge that.
Take a day for yourself every once in a while.
No, I take a day for work. I do that, but I'm usually working. My sick days are I'm flying with Kenny, so I'm making myself and him sick.
It's still a pretty shitty move on their part to even put you in that position, though. You're trying to do something nice for your friend, and...
it's beyond doing something nice, but I wish I could have talked to them and explained it. Like, this is what it was. It's not me trying just to go and do something. And
I think if it was a regular thing, then I could see maybe the company going, "Whoa, what's going on here?" But a one and done for someone that's going to be in rehab for a while,
you'd be there for a month,
or maybe more than one and done, but not a lot. You'd probably do it here and there. I don't know how that hurts anybody in the end.
No, it doesn't at all.
All right, Wheels.
All right, guys, thanks.
Thank you. And I have nothing to do with this. I just want to say that. Spin it however you fucking want, but I have nothing to fucking do with this. All right. Is Anthony's rehab solely based in court, or is he getting some much-needed help?
I don't believe it's based in court. To be honest, I don't know for a fact, but I was told this quite a while ago, this decision was happening. So I don't know what his court stuff is, to be real honest with you.
All right. There you have it. All right.
Yeah. Yeah, and Ron had said on the show, they talked to Ron first. They didn't tell me until the next day. So Ronnie knew it when he went in. to make the announcement with Anthony. I didn't.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I had not been told that.
Well, Ron probably should have told you.
Well, he said it on the air. He probably didn't know I didn't know.
Oh, I see.
I doubt Ronnie knew. It's like, he's not thinking that was Jim told him. He's probably assuming I was.
Yeah.
But I wasn't until the next day.
Gotcha. All right. You know what? We probably should take a break because we went a little long with the first break, and then we're going to start piling
up with guests. Yeah, that's why I wanted to clear this up before Jerrod, and then Dice, and then Anderson. I wanted to talk about this first, so I didn't just squeeze it in between, two guests.
All right. On the way, Andrew Dice Clay. He's got a Showtime show. I didn't know it was only 6 episodes. I got all 6 episodes, and I was excited, and I went through 4 out of the 6. I freaking love this show.
Yeah.
Because, we've all known Dice for a long time. They nailed Dice's personality in this.
Yeah, it's really good.
It seems like the show's based on actual stories from his life, right?
Yeah.
Or you only saw the first one so far.
I've only seen the pilot. However, there's gambling in there, and there's, yeah.
I listened to Dice on Joe Rogan's podcast. It was really, really good. And Dice talks about how he used gambling. I want to ask him about this further. He used gambling to pay his bills, Jimmy. He actually used gambling to pay his bills. And he had, as he tells Joe Rogan, he had confidence in the fact that he was going to make the money.
Yeah.
Even though he did acknowledge, he's like, look, if you gamble, you could either lose a shitload or you could win a shitload. But he talks about how he would go to the casinos because he needed money to give to his sons to record their album. And all of a sudden he would make it, 10,000, whatever it was. And then he would call his sons up and go, all right, book another hour or 2 at the studio. I got it covered. Because he's always trying to take care of his sons and his family.
Yeah.
But I want to get into that a little bit. It was fascinating that he said, I was gambling to pay my bills and I knew I could do this.
Yeah, Dice is crazy. He's fucking nuts, man. He really is completely nuts.
He's nuts, and the show absolutely shows that.
I was so happy for him watching this. I'm like, this captures him so well.
Perfect. And
it's the guy we know.
And then he's got his friend in the show is named Milkshake.
Milkshake, yeah.
I was hoping he would name him Club Soda Kenny for old time's sake.
Yeah.
It's a different type of guy, but it seems like Milkshake in the show is based on a few different people.
Yeah.
A little Kenny, a little Wheels, a little, a few of the others that have come and gone over the years.
Yeah.
So we'll talk to Dice about the Showtime show. What are you pointing at?
I was just making sure you.
Okay. And then for the first time on the show, I've been a fan of this guy forever. Anderson Cooper's coming in. I really do like Anderson Cooper. And he's promoting the book, The Rainbow Comes and Goes, A Mother and Son, on life, love, and loss. And it's also a documentary called, what did we say the documentary was called again?
Nothing Left Unsaid.
Nothing Left Unsaid, which I saw over the weekend. I really, really liked this documentary, but I was a little bummed out and depressed after I saw it for a little while. Because they've had a lot. They've had a lot of loss in their lives. A lot.
Yeah.
Anderson Cooper's mom is now 92, 93. When she was born, her mom pretty much gave her up to a nanny and went to live in Europe. And then this woman's father died when she was very, very young, doesn't remember the father whatsoever. And then there was a huge custody battle when she was a young girl, and the courts gave Anderson Cooper's mom to the aunt Gertrude Whitney, who was an artist. And the story goes on from there.
It's so good.
Then she got married at 17 because she was, just looking for love, basically. It wasn't right, and that guy beat the shit out of her. And then she married a really old dude and had 2 kids. And one of the kids she had through that guy, she hasn't seen in 35 fucking years. The story is unbelievable.
Yeah, the documentaries, even on HBO Films. I don't know when it comes on. I guess he'll tell us.
Yeah.
And he was good. He was really good. And I learned, I got a lot more respect. I always respect him. He's a good journalist. But
what do you respect about him now after seeing the film?
Just the fact I didn't realize that he's worth hundreds of millions of dollars with his family. And he's still putting himself in war zones when he was younger. And I'm like fascinated. Like, what makes you do that when you're a young guy being a journalist? Why the fuck, when you're a Vanderbilt, are you being a war correspondent?
Mm-hmm. And he feels comfortable in that environment.
Yeah. So I was pretty impressed with that. Like, that's a guy who's really willing to put himself in harm's way.
His mom's worth $200 million. I had to look it up after the fact.
Yeah.
$200 million.
Yeah.
And Anderson Cooper has made his own money.
Yeah.
He makes a lot from CNN. Yep. So we'll have him in for the first time. And then we got good old Jerrod Carmichael coming back.
Yeah, I love Jerrod.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to take a quick break. And, yes, Jesus. Do we have a promo running for this?
I don't know. I'll check.
There's a big buzz about Misery Loves Comedy. It's pretty much one and done. I mean, we're just giving them a little shot to kind of give them a little more exposure. But it's Lenny Marcus and Kevin Brennan. They're doing their podcast live on this channel tonight at 7 o'clock. So please make sure you...
Misery Loves Comedy. Isn't that the name of...
Company. Oh,
Misery Loves Company. Misery Loves Comedy is a documentary by Kevin Pollak.
That's Pollak's thing, you're right.
Oh, yeah, we've been messing it up.
Misery Loves Company.
Yeah, of course. Misery Loves Company with Kevin Brennan and Lenny Marcus. And Kevin wanted to come in today. We didn't have room because we had all these guests, but now all these guests have been pushed to the back of the show. We could have had fucking Kevin in here promoting this properly.
That's right.
But we'll have Kevin and Lenny on soon. But don't forget, tonight, Misery Loves Company, their podcast. They're doing it live in the studio at 7 o'clock tonight. All right?
Eastern, yeah.
All right, we'll be back. Our old pal, Andrew Dice Clay, might have got the whole Guns N' Roses thing rolling.
That's what he's saying.
He's saying that.
Yeah, I guess he said it a few months ago.
You got to believe Dice. Why you? Yes, you kind of do. What are you hearing there, Travis?
Well, he said that he got the ball rolling with Slash tweeting out a happy birthday to Axl. Then he told Axl that, there's millions of people who want to see these guys back together. And then, over the course of a few months, he told the same thing to Duff and Slash. And he kind of greased the wheels to get them all talking again.
And he was the one that got Slash to tweet something nice about Axl?
He's the one that he says that he suggested to their manager, who he's been friends with for like 30 years.
Yeah.
That Slash should tweet something nice to Axl. And that's when he tweeted happy birthday to Axl. And that's when everybody started at first to be like, well, that's really weird. Like,
yeah,
he has never spoken to Axl before, like on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
So, maybe ask him about it when he gets in.
Oh, I definitely will. And then they did their surprise show at the Troubadour out there in L.A. in front of, I think, only a couple hundred people.
It's like, I think the place only holds like 450 or something.
Oh, 450. Yeah. All right, yeah. And Dice was at that show.
Dice was there, yeah.
What are you hearing about the show? I listened to a few clips online.
I heard the same clips because, they confiscated cell phones, so like some people got theirs in.
How did they get them in?
I have no idea.
In their heinies?
Maybe.
I think you got to go heiny on that. Or I think, or the pat down, you put it right where the penis is. Because usually the pat down, and they don't actually pat your penis.
That's where I used to put cigarettes when, you couldn't bring cigarettes into, venues.
When you're in prison?
Yeah.
What, right in front?
Yeah.
Directly in front?
Yeah. Because they wouldn't pat you down there.
Right. Where the cock is?
Yeah.
But if you got big balls, though, you could put them under the balls, too.
Like Eric.
And then the heaviness of the balls keeps it in place.
That's what Eric would do.
Would you do that, Eric?
It's like a money clip.
Yeah. But, wow, they confiscated all phones. That's weird.
I mean, they sound... I thought
that's weird in this day and age. You would think they'd go, fuck it, because that would get the buzz going. Everyone filming it.
You think that was in case they sucked?
Well, they know they're not going to suck.
Maybe. I mean, they haven't played together in, what?
I know.
30-something years?
Yeah, but they know those songs, and I'm sure they've been practicing, getting ready for the big
I don't know. Axl
tour.
was practicing with AC/DC.
Yeah.
I don't know how they were working together.
And everyone is saying it's just a matter of time before this whole thing blows up again.
Some people don't even know if they've spoken.
What?
I mean...
Is that one of the rumors?
Well, I mean, it's entirely possible that if something is all about money, that, this was all taken care of through lawyers and managers, and then, they all show up to rehearsal.
So they have different green rooms, and then when it's time to perform, they just walk out and stand where they're supposed to.
That's not something I've heard. That's something that, could be entirely
I bet you they're talking. I bet you they're talking
I would think so. Yeah,
I think so.
But the clips that I heard from Friday's show, they sounded good.
Theo Von got a hold of me over the weekend. He wants to go to one of these Guns N' Roses shows badly.
They're playing MetLife.
So do I.
Yeah.
When do the tickets go on sale?
Pre-sales today, general on sales Friday.
Oh, okay. I gotta get one for Theo Von. I gotta get one for myself.
Florentine wants to go, I think.
Florentine, I think we're gonna get a group of us. I'm sure Norton would want to go. He's down the hall talking to the bosses right now.
I'll be going to that. I saw him in 2002 when they did their first big tour.
Yeah.
Before Chinese Democracy came out.
Yeah.
And he was fucking amazing.
They're just amazing. If you're willing to wait, but supposedly he's not making people wait anymore.
There was no waiting in 2002. He was right on time. They sounded great. I'll go see
My memory is fucked up. I've said it a few times. I saw Guns N' Roses in Toronto, outdoor stadium, whatever the fuck that place is called, when I was living in Buffalo. And man, the wait was brutal. I was young though, and we were partying. So even with being young and partying, it was like, holy fuck, when are these guys going to come out? I feel like it was at least 2 hours. At least 2 hours.
I mean, at that time, probably, yeah.
I think it was Skid Row, if I remember correctly. There was another band in there. But after Skid Row, I believe it was at least 2 hours. I got to ask Buzzy, because we went to that show together.
Didn't it become really famous for their delays when they were touring with Metallica? Wasn't that when everybody started paying attention that Guns N' Roses was really becoming a problem?
Probably somewhere around there.
Because Axl, when he finally came out, they did a couple of songs at one show, and he got hit with a bottle.
Yeah.
Remember? And then he walked off.
Yeah, because people were like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah.
You know?
Even Metallica was pissed off that it was taking forever.
Sure. Is our guest outside the studio?
He is.
Let's get Jerrod Carmichael in. And Jimmy I'm looking down the hall. Uh-oh, here comes Jimmy. Wait, hey, Jerrod, what's up, buddy?
How are you?
I'm doing all right, man. Welcome back to the show.
No, thank you for having me. How have you been?
Jimmy's walking down the long hallway.
Is it a very dramatic walk?
That's what I don't mean to be distracted, because I've been looking forward to you coming back to the show, but I'm trying to read Jimmy's body language. Look how long this hallway is.
Oh, wait, let me go.
He's been walking for 30 seconds already, and he's only halfway back.
Oh my God, look at that.
That's a long hallway.
Look at that. Oh my God, what song do you think is playing in his head right now?
I'm trying to read his body language.
Yeah.
You know what? I think he's all right. I think his head is down now.
Oh man, that's such a good walk.
What kind of walk is it, you think?
Look at that stroll. Look at that gait. That's a saunter.
I think it went well.
That isn't even a walk. That is a saunter.
I'm going to guess with the smile. He can't fake a smile like that.
That was a goddamn great walk you got there, man. How are you? That was a solid walk.
Jerrod.
How are you?
Jerrod, yeah. I think it went okay.
Yeah. It was.
I can tell from your body language, and you can't fake that smile at the end there. So
yeah, it was good to see you. It was one of those things where, in a nutshell, I'm allowed to go on as a guest, but he wasn't a jerk about it at all. He's like, we just didn't. You took us like it took the company off guard when they read it in Newsday.
Wow, really?
Yeah, and they were like, no one came to us. We weren't prepared for. So I kind of got it. But he was very cool, and I'm allowed to go on. And it's not an issue. So Bobby will host it, but I'll go on. But he was fine with it. And Bob panics. Our agent Bob it literally, if you had to filter every bit of information, like you have a manager or an agent, picture if you had to talk to the Grim Reaper beforehand. It's fucking awful. Here's the text I get from Bob, okay, when he's telling me that this is a problem. But he's the fucking worst.
Jerrod, so Anthony, who, obviously we did radio with forever, he's going in rehab, and he's got his own thing going on now. So he's got a bunch of his friends hosting while he's gone for 28, 30 days, whatever that is. It's 28 days, right? So Jimmy's one of the hosts. He starts it today.
Oh, wow.
And it became a sort of a problem with the company because they don't really want, Jimmy hosting another show because blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So that's sort of just to get you up to speed.
It's a lot happening.
So then Jimmy,
I came on this is a crazy busy day.
Jimmy at least gave his 2 cents down the hall, and it seemed like it went okay.
I talked to Andrew, and honestly, he's always been very, very cool, and it was an easy conversation. I should have just, it's one of those things where I didn't anticipate it, but I should have went to them and go, look, I'm hosting this thing, and he would have been okay with it.
Yeah.
I just didn't occur to me. So Bobby will host it. I take partial responsibility for not actually talking to them first after talking to him and his take on it. But Bob, fucking Grim Reaper, call me. What the fuck? Are you a chick I fucked and the rubber broke? Texting me 3 weeks later? Oh, it's the worst. Call me. Oh my God!
That's the worst thing anyone. Never say we need to talk.
Oh, it's
never say call me. I genuinely hate those texts.
Yeah, and that's what.
Just tell me. Just tell me.
Yeah, because it's a text message.
Yeah, well, I hate I hate all texts.
Why?
Because it's.
I love text messages.
I don't respect it as a legitimate form of communication.
So you actually still take phone calls?
I would rather call you.
You
than
are
text.
nuts.
I'd rather call. I would much rather call. There's mostly unanswered text messages in my phone. I don't like them. I don't like. You got to it's snippets and it's like of information, and then I don't. Just let's have one phone call.
No.
Let's clear it all up, and let's never talk again for the rest of the week.
How old are you?
28.
That's rare.
That's why.
That's also rare, though.
We went through our lives having to talk on the phone way too much. So when text messages came around, we're like, beautiful.
Yeah.
Because it used to be every time you had an issue with somebody, it was a 10, 15-minute conversation, probably longer. Now it's just a couple quick text messages and you can move on with your life.
To too much stuff. Like, text lead to another text that leads to it's conversations that just don't end. It's like, instead of having, like, think about like a text chain you have, it lasts the entire week. You have a conversation all week. I don't want to talk to you all week. I want to talk to you for 5 minutes on Monday, and then let's not talk anymore.
You got to learn the beauty of texting fuck off.
Well, then you never said that. That actually changes everything.
Because if it's going back and forth, then you just go fuck off, and that's your goodbye.
I don't have
even
confidence.
if you're not pissed off at the person, just like
fuck off.
Fuck off. Meaning I'm moving on to something else.
What happens if you say fuck off to your manager?
Oh, please. We should at this point say fuck off and really mean it.
My manager's different, but the radio agent, man.
Well, that's what I meant.
Yeah,
the agent, rather. Yeah. The agent.
The worst. Jim. They used to always joke about that. What a Grim Reaper he was. He's a terrible information filter.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, when you have a real one-on-one, like I want to have a conversation with the guy, and it was perfectly reasonable. He wasn't a dick. He wasn't aggressive about it.
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, we just got caught off guard. It was nothing like the tone that Bob had painted.
Call me.
You know, these guys
that's
just see something and they interpret it one way.
Yeah.
And
that's why I don't like text, though, because you can't hear inflection.
Yeah. You lose everything.
You just see call me, right? And it's like, it's like, what does that mean? Is someone dead? Is something amazing about to happen? You don't know.
Well, I knew it wasn't, simply because when I see his name pop up in text, I'm like, I'm either fired or they're trying to cut my money. There's never good news from that fucking creep.
Well, why is it we could read inflection through Twitter? It's very...
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Well, you know what's funny?
Fuck off, you suck. I still have hope that maybe the inflection is wrong on that
That's how you can tell if somebody's genuinely funny, if you can hear their voice in their tweet.
Yeah, sure.
Because it's like, I could hear that it comes to life.
Yeah.
But so you're not a texter, you're a call. Will you take a phone call if like someone just calls you're not expecting? You'll actually answer?
I mean, if I can, it depends on the situation. Like if I can, yeah. If I you try and gauge what the call's gonna be, but like. I would much rather, like, let's just talk. Like,
get it out of the way.
Oh, no. Absolutely. 1,000%.
Texting is so much easier.
Yeah, I just think, like, the thought of texting is just like, because if I'm writing, I want to, like, write. I just want to, like, actually, like, write a thing as opposed to, like, a few characters, then wait for your characters.
Right.
Then there are these weird time gaps. You know,
I think it's just different when you're, older like us.
Yeah.
We've been through the phone call thing, so it's so convenient.
You're over phone calls.
Oh, God.
No more phone calls.
God, you would have spent 2-3 hours on the phone easily. Because there was always something to discuss.
But is that not more, like, fulfilling? Like a real, I enjoy, like, when my phone call more than like a fun. I have a bunch of comic friends and we have fun text exchanges. Don't get me wrong, it's really funny, but I'd still rather we just have like
Jerrod. When my
chat,
1 hour chat.
When my phone rings now, it's like because
it's funny that we get mad at our phones for being phones. Like I was walking down the street listening to a song and it got interrupted by a call and I was like, "What the fuck is?" It's doing
what it does,
what it's supposed to do.
I'll get text messages all day, but when the phone actually rings, you're like, cue the creepy music because this can't be good.
It's never good.
If I could disable text and only do phone calls, I maybe would do.
I think you can actually.
I probably can. If I could just do one, if I had to choose, I would disable text and just do calls.
So we were watching Jimmy walk down the hall, and what's so funny about this long hallway? You were walking for at least 10, 15 seconds before I could even tell it's you. And then I'm like, all right, that's definitely Jimmy.
It was like a shot from Reservoir Dogs. It was genuinely like a shot. We were just like, well, it was like, it was a saunter.
Yeah, here comes Mr. likes the finger in his pink. All right. Yeah, I had a good chat with Andrew, which made me very happy. I was really worried about walking down there, but just having the one-on-one talk was
good.
Yeah,
it's like Dustin Hoffman in The Graduate, that one scene where he's running forever and it seems like he's not moving.
Yeah.
That's that hallway.
Yeah, that's a very solid. That's exactly what it was.
So, Jerrod, I got to be honest with you. I have not seen the Carmichael show.
Hey, man,
I used to fake this shit. Now I'm like, look, if I haven't seen the show, I'm not going to fake it.
How would you lie?
But I'll tell you this much: people are really raving about it.
That ain't nothing. Yeah, it's a fun show. It's fun.
Yeah,
check it out if you get a chance. It's fun. It's just a discussion every week. Like we have fun conversations.
What's the Cosby episode? They're saying that NBC had hesitations. Is that one that aired or is coming out?
Yeah, that aired, and it was a episode called Fallen Heroes. I get tickets to a Cosby show. I want to go. For obvious reasons, my girlfriend's not necessarily with that.
She likes dirty comedy.
Yeah, she's more. Yeah. She was like, I was more of a Pryor girl, is what she said. and it's like my parents' anniversary is the plot, and I bring the tickets to them, and it's a conversation over whether or not we should go, and how to compartmentalize. That.
It is. Yeah, it is a weird thing too. When you hear guys at the end of the episode, what happens?
Well, spoiler alert.
But it aired.
It aired. I go to the show. I come back. I was kind of torn at the show. It's so conversation heavy that me saying the plot really doesn't really do it. It's just
but that's great that TV will do that.
Conversation heavy.
That's good.
I think it's pretty brave.
And Muslims you talk about, and gentrification. It's awesome to see like a network show talking about real stuff.
Right.
Good.
Yeah. We like to. I mean, it's like it's a lot of it's rooted around my stand up. We just want to have conversations about things.
I think Cosby's a big time creep, but I would go see him tomorrow.
Yeah.
Can't you separate the two?
But that's the entire episode is that question.
But a lot of people would say, no, you cannot separate the two. But
we do, and we all do in some form.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
I'm not like saying
the clothes you wear may be made in some, sweatshop that is unethical, but you really like the brand, or an entertainer, may have gotten into some big trouble, but you really like their music, or, and a restaurant is, the list is endless of instances in which we overlook.
Right.
It's funny too. With Cosby, we overlook too. At this point, you can't separate the two because there's just too much.
It's an overwhelming. Yeah.
But a lot of people have said, how come? Like I think Damon or who's defending him, he's like, well, how come people go see Woody Allen and Roman Polanski? And he's right about those guys. Their things are overlooked. But it's under the carpet enough at this point where Cosby people overlooked. And then when this latest batch, there was just too many. It was like people literally, he had covered up that rape. People knew he had like signed fucking something, whatever it was.
Yeah.
People knew that and still went and saw him, and he was still on TV. People knew he was putting his hands down girls' pants. There was that allegation. People knew creepy shit about Cosby and ignored it for a long time, but then it's just unignorable.
Would you go see Cosby tomorrow?
No. I would not. No, I saw him 3 years ago before I knew this stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I did. And I've met him a couple times and kept conversations with him, and he was awesome when I talked to him.
I would go out, I think, some weird curiosity.
No, I wouldn't.
I wouldn't feel like I was supporting him because I was at his show.
I would mostly go just to see how he handles the heckles.
Right.
It's an interesting. Those are some hard heckles to.
Especially when you're a clean comedian.
Yeah. But that's what it's like trying to find like those questions that are hard to answer.
What'd you do with the Muslims on the show?
Which is just
the Carmichael show, Sundays at 9 on NBC.
Yeah.
Which last night, that was last night's episode. New neighbors, Muslim couple moves in next door, deals with a lot of like the fears and concerns and the hype and the see something, say something of it all, even if you haven't seen anything. We just we dealt with internal fears and through the parents of David Allen Greer, Loretta Devine play my parents. They're amazing.
You have one person on the show that says nuke 'em all?
But kind of, yeah.
You have to have that. You can't go to Facebook without getting one person go nuke 'em all.
Somebody has that. It's always these extremes.
I got a cousin that on his Facebook page, nuke 'em all, and I'm like,
he means his family.
That wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. But I don't get involved because
you can't because
I don't get involved because you might as well talk to a wall. But I wanted to say to my cousin, and hopefully he is listening. I'm like, our cousin is married to a Muslim.
Yeah,
and you're sitting there on your Facebook page saying nuke 'em all.
Well, a lot of times, anytime we feel a certain way about a group of people, a lot of times it's because we haven't experienced that group. Like if you, during the segregation era, if you felt some kind of way about black people, you probably were never really around black people, and then you were around black people and you realize that they're human beings, and that's
Well, slow down.
I'm kidding.
You don't even know. You know what's funny? That's one of those things you just pause and you just go, well, I don't even know. Now I have to start a radio show.
This Jerrod is assuming a lot in here today, people. No, of course.
Yes, we're not very open-minded people in this room.
Very specific.
Yeah, we're a very specific target on it.
I'm amazed by the look Jimmy gave me. Of course I'm fucking around.
But it is one of those
pauses,
things.
which is like everyone hits the cough button.
Right. No, of course though.
But you don't experience it. Then you don't know how to deal with it if it's not in your life.
My first experience truly with a Muslim, except for like out and about in New York, where there's so many, obviously. But I have a cousin married to a Muslim, and I got to know the guy, at family functions and stuff. I'm like, oh, okay, it's not as scary as you sort of think at first.
Well, it's a lot of people's only encounter is through whatever news channel they watch. And their views are kind of informed by this narrative that doesn't reflect an entire group of people. Sure. And so that episode is kind of that. It's talking about that.
Not only did she marry a Muslim, his name is Osama.
Yeah.
And the last party I was at, he entertained us for at least 20 or 30 minutes. He for his business, he has to travel a lot.
Yeah.
And he gets hassled so much that when they're talking to him, they have all his pictures over the years, and they'll say stuff like, "Oh, I see you've been getting you've grown up."
Yeah.
Or oh, I see you've lost weight in the last year. They'll actually make these comments because they have so many of his pictures because he stopped almost every time he flies. Especially with a name like Osama.
Which is the equivalent of every guy named Jeffrey comparing him to Dahmer.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just like, it's the equivalent of that. Of just like, oh, you're gonna... No, it's a completely different thing.
But he's like, when I go to the airport, I know, most people have to give it 2 hours. He's like, I got to give it 3.
Wow.
Because I know in most cases, I'm the guy they're really going to be looking at. And
by the way, doesn't even make sense. You really think you think they're going to be that on the nose? You know what I mean? Like, if it was someone carrying out a fight, you really think they're going to send the guy with that name to go...
Hey, Bombs McGillicuddy.
Exactly. It's like, they're not going to be that on the nose. They're going to space it out a little.
Osama's a big one, though. Like, it's like if someone's called Adolf.
Yeah.
Like, when you think Adolf, that name's pretty spoiled.
It's pretty spoiled.
You know what I mean? It's like...
For kind of forever.
Forever.
Yeah.
And Ted is not for Bundy, Jeffrey for Dahmer, because they were kind of plainer names to begin with. But the biggies, Napoleon, one's fucking ruined.
Someone has to do it until like an Adolf cures cancer.
Yeah.
Yes.
You got to balance that out. So like it's got to take an Adolf curing cancer. Then it's like, you talking about the good Adolf
what's his name?
The other guy.
See, I've always been against when people go, well, why are they checking the old lady at the airport? And I'm thinking, if I'm part of an Islamic terrorist group, that I would be trying to recruit the Jeffrey. You know what I mean? Jeffrey.
Send Jeff in there.
But I'm just saying, get the Jeffrey where people are like, oh, well, this white kid named Jeffrey, we don't really have to check
just
him.
Ignore well, the scary thing is, I mean, it is more of that.
So I'm comfortable when
the scary thing is you're not able to, you know what I mean? Like, the line is being blurred more and more.
But I'm comfortable when they check people where you're like, well, why are they checking that person or whatever? I'm comfortable with that. I'm like, all right, they're taking a look at everybody. I don't mind that.
Yeah. I mean, it's so unanswerable. You know what I mean? Like, it's such an unanswerable, like, you don't even know where to begin. It's just like, well, where do you draw your lines of suspicion? And it's just like, and we, in the episode, we kind of talk about that, like, how you're like, like you're afraid of certain people in certain situations.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like people are afraid of the black kid in the hoodie at night, and I'm afraid of the single white dude that lives in a suburban area. It's like, why are you alone in this big house? Like this, that's frightening. And you're afraid of like given the situation, you could be afraid of.
What's your number one that you're afraid of?
Oh, that's a good question. What is my number? I don't know.
I would say balding Jewish guys who are radio agents would be my scariest one.
Number one.
Call me.
That's because you know what, if you live in New York, you live in LA or whatever, like you live in a major city, you've seen the greatest version of each person. It's hard to have, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, I know the smartest, best Muslims, the smartest, best, but that sounds like Trump, by the way. It's just like, I know the best Muslims, but he, you know, like the best version of everybody. So I don't really look at anyone and think the worst.
You also see bad versions too. Like, I think of this on the subway once in a while. It's like literally there's two black guys, there's a white woman, there's an Asian lady, there's a two old Jewish. It's like, it's very hard to be that way in New York because everyone is so fucking crammed together in such a small area. You're always interacting with other people.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, West Coast is everything is separated. Neighborhoods are completely separated. But especially in the 5 boroughs, you're on top of each other and with each other and mingling and traveling together.
And when you're on a subway, Whitey's the minority, really.
It's all of the sugar in the world.
Yeah, he gave you a lot of sugar.
I asked for all of the sugar.
Why? You need that much sugar in your coffee?
Not this much sugar, but but they brought me options.
Yes, bring him an equal and a sweet and low. You ever see Swimming with Sharks? Kevin Spacey's best film?
No, I haven't seen it, actually.
There's a good scene where it doesn't matter. I'm spiraling out of control here. I'm just so happy with my little meeting this morning.
That it went well.
I'm glad it went
I'm pleased as punch, yes.
They've been more, I mean, probably there's people out there that don't want to hear this, but they've been more than reasonable to us.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So how did the episode end with the Muslim episode? I should have watched this.
Just watch the show.
All right, now I gotta watch it.
Don't spoil it.
Dice is coming in, and I watched 4 episodes of his show.
That's what happened. Dice's show.
That's his racism.
I mean, 9 o'clock on a Sunday, really? I could have watched his fucking show last night.
Early.
No, I have no excuse. I'm not even going to make believe I'm an idiot.
I mean, it's only on, the internet. It only exists literally whenever you want. No,
if you come back, I'm going to know your show very well, and you're going to be like, oh, he's a man of his word.
No, but listen, watch it. Yeah, I get it. Like, it's honestly, it's a lot of stuff to watch, and it's daunting. The amount of things that people on Monday mornings come in and tell you need to watch is too much. Like, and then with Netflix now, people are watching 10 episodes of a thing in a weekend, and I'm just like, don't you guys have families?
You want to? Well, I have 2 small kids. Here's my panel.
Yeah.
Peter Dinklage was great on SNL. Oh my God, I got to take a look at that. Louis C.K. is coming in soon, and I haven't seen any Horace and Pete.
Exactly.
Oh my God, I started watching that. Then I got Better Call Saul that I got into, so I'm watching that. Then Dice is coming in today, so I'm like, I got to watch at least one episode of that.
So basically what you're telling me is that you plan to watch everyone's show before they come in.
I didn't.
Except for my. No, I'm sorry.
I still haven't checked out Horace and Pete. And then Anderson Cooper's coming in. He has a documentary. I had to watch that. It's like
how's the doc?
Like you said, there's just too much. You can't keep up.
It's good.
Yeah, it's really good.
What's his talk about?
About him and his mother's Gloria Vanderbilt. So,
yeah.
It's just very interesting looking into their lives, and it seems pretty open and pretty honest.
That's really cool.
And you and Pete Davidson are very close too.
Yeah,
they're like best friends. And he's awesome. He comes in here all the time.
Yeah.
And here's what bugs me. These two probably once in a while will sit down and go, "Can you believe we're both on NBC?" And I'm like, "We made it." Those conversations. Love to run through with fucking mace while they're having their. Aren't we glad we're friends and on NBC together chats? But yeah, Pete really.
It's
he
probably
loves
just us, just probably finding a thing to gripe about. Like comics are just like a great situation. It was still like, can you believe?
Yeah,
can you believe is like, can you believe
the green room had no apples?
Yeah.
There's always weird shit.
Some weird thing to gripe about.
I have hope with NBC with the Carmichael show because it sounds like like Jimmy said, you're able to talk about real stuff, and it certainly is edgy. Certainly is edgy if you talk about Cosby and the Muslims.
The intention is
the Muslim situation.
We know what like sitcoms can be, right? We know, like I'm really influenced by Norman Lear, and that there isn't a reason for a sitcom not to treat you like an adult,
right?
But we don't see that version. Typically, we only see the watered down, oh my goodness, this zany thing happened that no one gives a fuck about. Right. And my only intention is that the show treat people like adults.
Yeah,
that's literally all I care about.
I gave up on the network sitcom a long.
Most people have.
I'm trying to think of the last one. Even was it? Oh, Off the Boat. I sort of watched.
Fresh Off the Boat. Oh, and don't get me wrong.
Fresh Off the Boat. I like.
And don't get me wrong. They're funny, and I'm not just like it's like there are funny shows on, really funny shows, but like there isn't a reason we can't have an episode about Bill Cosby or gentrification or whatever we talk about. There isn't a reason we can't discuss these things. I mean, Murphy Brown influenced the '92 election. Dan Quayle had to reference. These are. Right. It used to. clash with culture in a good way. Like sitcoms used to really reflect how people felt. Archie Bunker really reflected how. Like,
you're fucking right, he did. Oh, sorry.
But you know what I mean? Like, and it was real, and it was unlikable, and it was uncomfortable, and it was great.
We always talk about those shows that you would not be able to put on TV.
But you can.
But now you can. I was going to continue that statement. For a while, you felt like, All in the Family and all that. There's no way you could put that on TV. But now we're finally get to a point where you can now put those shows back on TV.
It's just that no one did it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, a lot of times it's like people will say you can't, and I'm just messing. I'm going to have to wipe
That's
up.
That's a lot
my
of sugar.
apologies, you
That's
guys.
a lot
I'm
of
so
sugar.
sorry. This is false energy. You guys, I don't know how you guys do it. My energy's all like.
You get used to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
we just put out a mediocre product. That's always the best way. Just low energy, dreck.
Never have high expectations.
That's a good, okay.
Hit the middle somewhere.
You don't want to throw this coffee away, man.
But it's one of those things with the networks, too. I think what happened was for a while you couldn't do it, and then cable started doing things so well. And then it seems that the networks are allowing more and more.
Or they're fucked.
I think they kind of read the writing on the wall, and again, they're not been in business for 60 or 70 years by being idiots. Mm-hmm. It's like iHeartRadio responded really well to satellite, and all of a sudden now they're viable. So the networks are not stupid, and they seem to be allowing with shows like this.
Well, I think it's like it was like a blessing where we got to kind of fly under the radar, and so we were kind of like, kids in their room, just like they put us on in the summer at first, and we got to be kind of away from the eye.
6 episodes, right?
Yeah, and then you wake up, then I feel like there's somebody at NBC that looked up and was like, wait, I'm sorry, they did an episode about a black kid getting shot by the cops. That was our second episode.
Wow.
The second episode we did, it's called Protest. And we did it last August.
Wow.
And it was it's just kind of quietly in the summer, and I feel like someone at NBC kind of was like, wait, they did what? I'm sure it didn't go by everyone's desk, but then there are amazing people there. There's people that really champion it, and they're really excited.
You absolutely just sold me on the show. The Carmichael show.
Yeah, I mean, I hope you watch
really
it. I really hope you watch, and I hope you like it.
Yeah, no, and I apologize.
How many episodes do you have for this season?
13.
Awesome.
Are you guys
so it's fun. It's really, really fun.
Have they told you if you're coming back yet?
Not yet. Of course, they'll keep us waiting to.
And Jerrod's by the way, a funny comedian. He's going to be performing at Levity Live on June 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. I imagine that will sell really well. So get tickets if you happen to be in town then and you want to see him because he's hilarious.
They're saying you got to go. You got a lot of press today.
That's running around. I think I'm in the building.
Travis
the whole
is giving
day.
us the wrap up and the thumbs.
I think I'm in the building the whole day.
Yes, his publicist is inside. She's actually just smashed Travis in the back of his head, as she should have.
I really like being here. You guys are great.
We're just getting warmed up. You got to come.
I'll come back.
Come back and just hang with us.
Come back, hang out with Pete.
Whenever you want.
We don't have to do this formal crap.
Yeah, whatever you want to come.
You come back and just hang with us.
I'll hit you up.
Please hit us up. We like Jerrod Carmichael promoting the Carmichael Show Sundays at 9 on NBC, and it's Notorious ROD or Rod on Twitter.
Yep, Sundays at 9 NBC, the Carmichael Show. Is our next guest here or no?
No. Okay. So, all right. Well, you know what? I mean, it's just weird to have him walk out live. So we'll take a short break, a very short break. We'll be back. Andrew Dice Clay should be here in a few minutes. So stay there. We're waiting for Andrew Dice Clay. He's having a hell of a run, this Andrew Dice Clay, our old pal. He was great on Vinyl. Did you continue watching Vinyl?
I've seen 3 episodes or whatever. I love it. It's a really good show. I don't have a lot of time. Same thing, and I've also been lazy with certain things.
Well, that's one I had to tap out of. I have too much stuff to watch. Because there's shows I just want to watch for myself. And I love watching as many documentaries as possible, just in general. And then there's things you just have to try to watch for the radio show. And then you start panicking. Billions I want to watch.
Oh, with Dan Soder.
I watched the first 3 or 4 episodes. I loved it, and I think they're up to 8 or 9. I'm way behind on that show as well.
I want to see all of Andrews. I want to see all of Better Call Saul. There's a couple I'm not caught up on, but the majority of them, I'm okay with. I don't really, Jerrod Show actually will watch now.
I'm definitely going to check it out
because I've heard it's really funny, and I always forget.
Yeah.
You don't think? Like if it was in front of me and it was on, I'd watch it.
Yeah, and Dice, it's 6 episodes. It's I'm just
a great start for him.
I'm just about done with it. I'm bringing in the disc tomorrow for other people to check it out.
Yeah, I've only seen. I haven't seen the second or whatever. I just didn't have time. And but Natasha is hilarious as his girlfriend. The guy who plays Milkshake is really good. Like it's Dice.
Can I talk about the Adrian Brody episode or?
Sure.
You sure? Yeah, but then people get pissed off about spoilers and all that.
Don't spoil it then. Just tell them to watch it.
I'll say this much. I mean, because it's pretty much the opening scene. Adrian Brody, the famous actor who hasn't been around in a while.
He won an Oscar.
Yeah. He comes to Dice because he's doing a one-man show and wants the essence of what a man is. So he figures I gotta hang out with Dice. And then it takes an amazing turn. It's really, really good.
Yeah, if you want to know what it's like to spend time with Andrew, this is a great indicator of what it's like to spend time with Andrew.
I kind of miss those days. We would just wander around. Like, we would just wander around. We would walk in Times Square and kill an hour or two, and then we'd go shopping for, hoodies. The famous one with me and Anthony, he took us down on 57th Street, and he's haggling with this guy, and we're all uncomfortable because at this point he had a lot of money. I don't know where he is financially, to be honest with you, but he's a guy that doesn't have to haggle ever, but he loves the sport of haggling.
He's like a Middle Easterner.
Yeah, and he loves trying to turn someone that can't give him a deal, and he's like, come on, the bosses aren't here, and it's a whole thing.
Yeah.
And then he insists that me and Ann at the time get at least extra large, if not double XL hoodies, and I'm like, I'll never wear this thing, but he insisted that it has to be a extra large hoodie.
I was annoyed I didn't get one that day. I still remember that.
Where were you?
I was with you guys, but he didn't buy me a hoodie.
You're kidding.
Yeah, he bought one for you guys, but not me. I still want to smack him.
Why wouldn't he buy you? No, that's not true.
It's not. That's true.
Wow, why did he do that?
I don't know. I still remember you guys picking your hoodies out. I wanted to be a part of the hoodie crew.
I finally had to get rid of mine. It was a black hoodie that was giant on me. Yeah. And then he makes us try them on in the store, and that's a whole process. And I'm like, but it's too big. He's like, no, it's perfect. And whatever.
He likes a big cushy hoodie.
So I tried to wear it a couple times, and it was like I thought it was way too big, and then it ended up in my dresser for years. And then I finally, when I was kind of downsizing all my clothes, it went.
Dude, I'm moving soon, and I find myself starting to look at stuff going, okay, what am I throwing out? Like, I'll take most of my shit, but a lot of my books I'm going to throw out, not the ones that are signed, but ones that aren't are getting tossed. There's a lot of heavier clothes I don't want. I'll give to the poor people.
Well, they say with clothes, if you haven't worn them in a couple of years, you already made the decision.
I guess so.
Because you bought all these clothes into your house, you know if they look good on you or not, and somewhere in your head you started pushing that T-shirt or that collared shirt to the back, so you don't even have to try it on again. You already know that you just don't like wearing that thing, and it's so easy just to throw it all away.
I have a bunch of fan shirts that I won't throw out, or old Opie and Anthony shirts. Like I kind of emotionally,
right?
Man, there's no reason to throw them out. A couple things I might give to E-Rock if he wants it, maybe to Denny. A couple little.
Oh, E-Rock will take them.
I have a giant old Opie and Anthony banner, but it's a giant, like, whatever the material they make these banners out of, like,
vinyl?
not vinyl. Yeah. And I think, what am I getting? But then again, it's rolled up. Doesn't take up much room.
Eric will take it.
You think he will?
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, it's the cartoon caricatures of you guys, which are awful.
Yeah.
I have all my old Opie and Anthony shirts.
You do, right?
Yeah, the jacket, the hoodie. Yeah,
XM staff, Opie and Anthony. Like, I just save that stuff. Why would I get rid of it? Yeah, that stuff I always say. And the fans have made me some shirts, as they should have.
Yeah, they absolutely should be making you shirts.
Make me tribute shirts. But I always appreciate fan gifts and stuff. I'll throw that out.
I got a whole bunch of sports jerseys from when we were syndicated, and every market would, give their sports team jerseys to us.
Oh, I don't think I got those.
Those I'm getting rid of.
Oh, yeah, I don't blame you.
But I'll give. The fans seem to want those, so I got to just figure out a way to give those away.
I still have my the Psychos.
The softball shirt.
Yes,
I got
when
that.
you made me sit out the first 3 innings.
What?
Yes, you did.
You're holding a grudge?
No.
Let's get over this one.
I'm just remembering. I'm not even.
Why did I make you sit out?
I don't know. You should say that in the mirror. Why did I make Jim sit out?
Why did I do that?
I don't know.
You do know. Why?
I don't.
What's your thought about it?
Because I was like late. I missed my ride.
No.
Yeah. That's the only thing I can think of. You and your girlfriend were picking me up, but I think I overslept or something. I was crazy. I was not a morning guy back then, so I don't remember.
Eric is saying you weren't wearing sneakers?
Oh, I was probably wearing shoes.
That might be why. He's hypothesizing.
Maybe.
Well, I mean, I can't put you in if you're wearing dress shoes.
My wearing dress shoes. They're probably like Doc Martens or something.
That's not softball attire.
I don't even know if I own shoes back then.
Wait, so he's mad?
I don't remember if I owned them.
Probably at the time you were probably mad.
I was very hurt.
But let's walk through this.
Doc Martens.
Wait, let's walk through this though. Seriously. So I said I would pick you up, and you weren't there when I picked you up.
I think, yeah, I don't remember.
And then you were
why.
late.
You're too busy buying Doc Martens.
Right. Then you're late, and you show up for a softball game in maybe dressier shoes. Let's call them.
Yeah,
then you wonder why you might have sat.
I get benched. I was a regular on the show. I got benched for 3 rounds. Psychotic.
Innings.
3 innings. Oh, 3 rounds. Sorry.
That's why he didn't play.
Yes, I said rounds. I didn't know what to do.
It's hard to defend my old self at times. I'll just be completely honest with you. But Eric, help me out here. The guy's late. He doesn't show up for his ride and dress shoes.
That's true. That's
when he's asking what round he's going to get in.
Yes. I asked you to put me in the second half. But so I still have that shirt. Like, of course, I'll keep that. Like,
what were the teams? The Psychos and the.
I don't remember what Anthony's were.
Oh my God! People are screaming at the radio.
I'm sure people remember. That's a long time ago.
No, I used to know this. Speaking of which, I guess opening day is upon us, more or less. And I see Travis wearing a Baltimore Orioles shirt. I told him during the break, I'm like, that just makes me exhausted.
I'm so excited.
I know you are. And
opening day. And anything can happen.
So many people are excited about opening day, but I can't invest in a baseball team anymore. I just can't do it.
I kind of want to go to a Yankee game this year, like I said, just to.
I'll go
to do it, just to root for the home team. I love this song.
Yeah,
I do.
Is that the only reason you're going?
It is. I want to just get up there and root for the home team. Then when it's a shame.
Will you wear your sneakers to Yankee Stadium just in case they want to put you in for an inning or two?
Yes, I will.
Or a round?
My cleats.
In case they say, hey, Jim, could you play a round for us?
Yeah, I probably didn't have my...
Chip can yell at A-Rod again.
If I get close enough. People won't be as happy there as they were in the...
They'll be like, oh, God damn it, that voice is back.
I heard that guy before. Come on, A-Rod, make a home run. You could do it. Hit a homer, A-Rod. Do it for the chipper. I wonder if he'd remember that voice if he...
I have no doubt he would.
Yeah.
Do it for the chip.
Do it for the chip.
I think
for the chip.
I think A-Rod would remember that.
Where's this dice man?
Well, he's not late, I don't think.
No, he's
all right.
He's on his way.
Is he checking in?
Not yet, I don't believe, but he's not supposed to be here till 10 anyway.
He's got some TV things to do.
I know, but I don't know.
Wow, all these years later, Jimmy remembers he was benched.
I didn't thought of that until I thought of the
banner? Or the jersey?
The jersey, yeah. But I still saved it. I save all those. The only ones I've given away, the only badges or whatever, was when we did the Katrina.
I got so many of those badges.
I save them because they have a sentimental feeling to them.
Yeah. I got a lot of yours still.
Oh, yeah, I saved those too, the laminates.
I got a lot of your laminates. Still.
Kenny's big on making laminates. Kenny loves a good laminate.
Maybe we'll give those away too. I don't know.
Do
you save all your concert ones?
Yeah.
You do?
Dude, I saved the ones that get stuck, the working stickers.
Right.
I have old Ozzy Osbourne work stickers.
Oh, really?
There's a couple. I've been tempted on eBay to order like stuff like Blizzard of Oz backstage passes or Diver Madman tour shit.
Yeah, but you didn't go.
But this is can I display that stuff?
Yeah, but isn't it cooler if it's yours?
Absolutely.
No, you just tell people you were there.
But in my new crib, I'm debating buying some of the old. I want some of the old concert tour books. They don't really do tour books anymore. Or do they?
No, I remember when I saw McCartney at Yankee Stadium. That tour, like 4 or 5 years ago, there was a tour book for that, and that was the first time I'd seen one.
I should put out a Jim Norton tour book.
You should.
You should.
Lots of photos.
But they're expensive books. I remember that one. Chuck Palella, buddy of mine in high school.
What are we looking at? You said I remember that.
I think that program. I think is that $80. No, Speak of the Devil, the one before that. I remember Chuck Palella brought it in and sold it to me for $6. The Diary of a Madman tour book. I still remember it had a picture. Not that one. It's another one.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's weird how these little weird things. But it was not in good condition. Even when Chuck sold it to me, it was a little beat up. So I may buy a brand new Diary of a Madman tour book. Although I don't see it as you're scrolling. Maybe it's a particularly rare item.
I doubt it.
Travis,
I don't think a tour book for a massive national tour.
Yeah, but people didn't save them back then.
That's true.
Where is it? Where is it? Oh, all of a sudden, fucking Tef doesn't know. Oh, there it is. How much is it? Oh, all right, that's signed. That's autographed by Rudy Sarzo.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Very cool.
I do have one Randy Rhoads signed thing, thanks to Jim Florentine. That's a good one to have.
Can't get those anymore.
No
is right.
God bless him.
What else is going on in the news as we wait for Dice? I realized this morning I can't do the election thing anymore. It takes for fucking ever.
Yeah.
I think they got to start later or something.
You're realizing that now?
It's wearing everyone out, isn't it?
I was exhausted in November.
Yeah, really?
Yes.
But it finally hit me where I'm like, I can't keep up with this anymore. It's just getting so stupid.
Mayor caught sexting. What is this? This is one.
Mayor Chip Johnson.
Oh, is that Chip?
Yes.
Fuck yeah. Check out my pecker.
We could do this. This is better than talking about Trump again or Ted Cruz again or John Kasich again.
I was showing my giant pecker. Fuck yeah, it's Chips Johnson. Where's the S? Piece of garbage. Chips Johnson.
Let's play the news story.
The Hernando mayor caught in a sexting scandal. A picture he hoped would be kept private in turn was sent to the city's alderman. WMC Action News 5 investigator Janice Broach talked with the mayor about the fallout.
Could you pause? Why do we have to investigate this, news people?
We don't.
Why do we have to?
It's a private matter between a man and somebody else.
A lot of people do the sexting, so your mayor does it. I don't give a fuck.
No, I don't care at all.
I don't know the details of the story. I mean, did he sex to a little boy or something?
Yeah, that's a little different.
All right. So far, I think this is, you don't need the I-team, whatever they call themselves, to investigate. Push play.
It is the nude photo the mayor of Hernando does not want the public to know about. But the woman he sent it to did, so she sent it to some of the Hernando aldermen. Mayor Chip Johnson told me he wishes it had never happened. I mean, what do you say about the picture?
I was like, yo, you want to check out some pecker? And the girl was like, fuck yeah, Chipper. So I'm like, check this baby out. And all of a sudden, she's selling it to aldermen.
There's another Chip out there, Chip.
All right. I go back a little. I didn't mean to step on some shiznit.
Happened. I mean, what do you say about the picture?
I was like, yo, you want to see a big giant pecker? I'll show you this, and your fucking coat is going to get sopping wet, bitch. And she told me, oh, Chipper, it's like a bunch of lakes down there.
It's a different Chip.
What's that?
It's a different Chip.
You heard what I said, Teft?
We all heard.
Wishes it had never happened. I mean, what do you say about the picture?
I was like, yo, if you show me your fucking cooter, I'll show you my fucking pecker. That's why I'm the mayor, because I just showed this, because my constituency wanted to see it.
Mayor.
Well, I wish it had not have been sent, obviously.
It looks like Donald Pleasance.
And, of course, it was something very stupid that should not have been done, and I guess I'm paying the price for that.
The photo we have censored was taken in the shower.
It's a terrible picture of him.
That we censored.
Why is he eating his face in it? What a dope.
He's making that weird face that, look at this.
But the weird thing is he married or is the woman married?
Well, that's what I'm trying to find out here, because people do this.
Not that I care if they're married.
Even that's his business. I don't even give a fuck if he's married, because is it affecting his job that he's doing this?
That's more of a statement about his judgment, but
sure.
I still think this is a private matter, and why is the press investigating? Why won't they just say it's a private matter? Someone was having a sexting. Again, when the prosecutor in that documentary was having a sexting relationship or sending dirty things to domestic violence victims, that's different than two people having a voluntary conversation.
Making a murderer. We got the almost the uncensored photo.
Or did he just send this for no reason to somebody?
I guess we'll find out more in the story, but I want to go to the actual picture. We could tweet this out. I mean, they have a black bar over his penis, but that's a horrible angle to take a picture of your penis, isn't it, Jimmy?
See, I don't know. It depends. I mean, I wouldn't.
Looking down like that?
I would never.
Wouldn't you try to look up a little bit to make it look bigger?
I'll show you the last one I took of my penis.
I don't care.
All right.
No, I'll look.
All right.
I don't care. I've seen it before.
Okay, it's a pretty good picture.
Well, I'm not going to be shocked.
No. Okay,
you want to see Jimmy's penis, Paul? I'm okay. You're the only one that hasn't seen his penis yet.
No, that might
Travis,
be sexual.
you've seen his penis, right?
I mean,
we've all seen it.
It's not an exclusive club.
Jimmy, Jimmy was going for some shock value there. I'm like, all right, I'll look because I've seen it.
I have to just make sure I show you the right one.
I've seen Jim pull his pants all the way down at the urinal.
Yes.
Oh, I had to go to the bathroom. I had to make a wee. I was tinkling,
You don't
Travis.
need to be around your ankles.
I'm like a boy. I'm like a Rockwell painting when I tinkle.
I think if you're going for an impressive penis shot, you don't take it from above.
Well, I don't know. I've got a really good one from above.
This angle would that
That's
work?
terrible.
That angle would not work with you, right? All right. Go back to the news story.
He's not married, by the way.
Okay. Yeah.
So he's not married. So what's the problem?
And who was the woman he sent it to?
A woman he was seeing.
He was seeing her.
Yeah.
So
all right. So she's a fucking bitch.
So
if that's what it was.
So the fucking I-team should go. It's a little crazy because it's the mayor, but let's be honest with each other. This is what's going on in this day and age.
Yeah. If they were seeing each other.
Oh God.
But then again, if you send it to just some woman randomly, I get why they say that because it's like this is the mayor. That's a terrible decision. But if you're seeing each other,
if you're not asking for the picture and he sends it to you, then I could see where this would be a little bit of a problem too. But so far, I'm fine with this guy sending a picture of his penis to someone he's seeing. I don't give a fuck. He's a mayor.
And I guess I'm paying the price for that.
The photo we have censored was taken in the shower.
It was between two consenting adults. Right. And it was something that was meant to remain private.
There you go.
And obviously it's not anymore.
Mayor Johnson sent the photo to a woman in Little Rock he was seeing. I'm told the mayor is going through a divorce. The woman's email is on the photo. We have blocked it. The photo sent a day after Christmas to some of the Hernando aldermen said, "You're mayor."
Fucking bitch.
Johnson said he trusted the woman.
There's just some things you should.
All right, wait. So then what? I guess they break up, and now this woman has something on him and sends it to this fucking what are they? The I-team? They should be sticking up for the mayor. Give me a fucking break. And I love the whole angle of, we're so outraged that we better show you this. And they end up turning the outrage onto more people.
Although they're not necessarily killing him for this. It's a little vulturish, but...
All right, let's see where they go with this.
Not trust, though, and obviously this is one of them.
I talked with a woman by phone. She said she did not want to talk about it. Let the mayor talk.
What a bitch.
People in Hernando were
See, again,
surprised.
just because he's the mayor, I don't want to talk about it.
Right.
Fucking bitch.
You sent the photo.
You sent the photo.
Right.
So you did want to talk about it.
Of course. You knew you were going to start a hullabaloo.
Yeah.
You started a hullabaloo.
People in Hernando were surprised by the photo.
Outrageous. I mean, blows my mind.
This is where the media should. They fucking stink.
What? You've been a fan of the Man on the Street over the years.
Well, no, here's what happened. The mayor was open and honest. So that's not a good enough story. This is why the media are cunts.
Yeah.
The mayor was open and honest. Yeah. That's not enough of a story. Yeah. Let's get some people who will say they're upset and outraged. Right. This is where the press is just revolting.
And I would love to know how many people they talked to before they got the 2 or 3 people that are outraged. Right? Because I'm sure there's a whole bunch of people that said, I don't think it's that big of a deal, but that doesn't make good TV, so they don't show you that.
Hernando were surprised by the photo.
Outrageous. I mean, blows my mind.
I really don't have any comment.
Well, he shouldn't do nothing like that when he's in office like that.
Oh, Chip Johnson said while he regrets the photo, it has nothing to do with his job as mayor of Hernando.
Well, obviously, this was something very private and personal with me. This has nothing to do with the city of Hernando. It does not interfere with my job. I govern this city every day.
I tried to contact all of the Hernando aldermen. The ones I did get in touch with told me they didn't want to comment. In Hernando, Janice Broach, WMC Action News 5.
So they're not throwing them under the bus.
They didn't. They weren't that bad. Now that I saw the whole story, they weren't that bad to them.
Yeah, I just didn't.
They were relatively fair.
I just didn't like the fact that they talked to people in the street. I know they'll say that's his constituency, but I didn't like the fact that this woman, what a cunt. She does that publicly, shames the guy for a private moment.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, because
be careful. Don't put your face in your pictures, guys.
Because their relationship went bad, and then she's like, "Oh, well, look what I got."
Can't help it. I got a 10-foot pecker.
A 10-foot pecker?
Yep.
That seems impossible.
Nope. Shit is big.
Do you just wrap it around your waist?
Yeah, but yes, I do.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. They should have one person on the street saying, "Look, I don't think this is a big deal," just to keep it fair. Because I'm sure they got a few people that said exactly that.
I know it really was not a big story.
Cool name though.
Fuck yeah. Chips Johnson.
He looks like I'm a sports guy there. What?
Sid or Bernard? Bernard McGurk.
Of course, I forgot his name for a second. Looks like Bernard a little bit.
Yeah, they do a show, and
I hear they're doing okay, man.
Very good. I've done it. It was very enjoyable.
How's Sid?
Sid's good. He was lovely.
Nice. Dice is now late. This could be a problem with Anderson Cooper coming in a few minutes.
Yeah, how late is he?
He's about 5-6 minutes late. Do we have any update on Dice, Paul?
I'm
texting Roland. Okay.
Roland.
What else is in the news? Like I said, the Trump thing and the Cruz thing and the Kasich thing, and now they're arguing. Clinton and Sanders are arguing when they're going to debate. I can't. It's exhausting.
It really is exhausting, and it's just, I can't follow it that closely anymore.
They start so early. I'm burnt out.
I saw Stunt Brain. Did I say that on the air or no? I saw Mike came to my show. It was good to see him.
Yeah, he sent me a picture of you and him at the Delaware show.
I got to get my new file. I took a little photo of he and I together, like a selfie, but it's all blurry. The iPhone camera fucking blows. There was like a big recall on the 6 Plus or something.
I don't know. We got an iPhone, and we got that phone in our house, and man, I like it.
It was working great, and then all of a sudden it stopped working. I never dropped it or anything. It's like, what the fuck?
I went to my phone guy for the S7. I'm, a Samsung guy. Fucking wanted $1,000.
Yeah, so much they are.
That's crazy. But I'm due for a new phone, right? How do I do that? Do I call AT&T?
I don't know what your upgrade plan is. I don't know.
I don't know either. Then I did a little dice action with the guy. I got him down to $825, but $825 fucking dollars. Jesus.
How'd you get the guy down?
I've been buying phones from him for a while, and I always know that price is bullshit. These cell phone stores, especially in New York, that price they have on the box is all BS.
But you can't negotiate in the Apple store.
No.
Yeah,
no, but these independent little stores, it's all bullshit.
I'd be willing to pay, they don't want to hear it.
No, they don't give a fuck.
Here's what I'd be willing to pay. And they're like, cool. Well, are you willing to walk out the door?
Yeah. Go buy a Samsung.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's one of the biggest companies in the world. We don't care if you leave. I'll go to Samsung. All right, you want me to let them know you're coming? They don't care.
And why do we all know that the FBI unlocked that phone? Don't you find that weird?
They said so.
Well,
why would they just keep all that to themselves?
Because here's my suspicions.
Yes.
They always knew that they could get in the phone.
Yeah.
But they wanted Apple to create something that they could put on phones. Apple said no. Now Apple's going, how'd you do it? And in fairness, they're probably going to tell Apple to go fuck yourselves.
That's what they're doing, and I do think that's funny. Even though I agree with Apple, I think it's funny that they're like, hey, how'd you do that?
Yeah, I don't blame Apple.
Like not telling.
I don't blame the government for not telling Apple how they cracked their security.
Yeah. Sure. Nah.
But you can't ask Apple to build something.
You believe the FBI knew the whole time that they would have a good shot at uncracking that phone?
I just don't believe that the United States government can't get into an iPhone.
So then Apple has to know that as well. So they were playing some weird little game between each other through the media.
We're planning a mission to Mars, but we can't crack an iPhone? What a fucking bunch of idiots we are.
Yeah.
We put a baboon heart in a man.
How did that work out?
I think okay.
The baboon heart guy did all right, right? How long did the baboon heart guy?
For a little while.
4 minutes.
All right. It's a start, though. It's a start.
I don't even know if he's still alive.
He can't be alive.
We put a face on a lady whose a chimp ate her face off.
Yeah, that's
But yet we
impressive.
can't figure out a password.
Let's do the baboon heart. How long would you guess? I would guess, I'm going to go with 6 to 8 months. There's no way it lasts more than a year, right?
I would love to know how they cracked that phone.
I'm sure they'll tell you.
You think so? I wouldn't have assumed they would.
Just call and ask.
How'd you guys do it?
You want me to Google FBI? We'll get their phone number and you can ask them?
Tweet them.
Operation Phone Crack. Oh, how did we not see that coming?
The baboon heart. We want the first baboon heart. First baboon heart. How long did that person live? I hear Dice is a block away. So 1984, that's about right. Okay.
Why would they book him?
Died 1 month, 1 day. Oh, boy.
Oh, it was a baby, though. Wasn't there an adult?
Oh, boy. I do believe there was an adult as well. I'm sure Dr. Steve would know this.
I don't know if he would or not. The semi-heart's a little bit different than a regular heart.
Right.
I do a pretty good Dr. Steve.
You do a wonderful Dr. Steve.
Thank you very much. I just talk a little faster. How's his health? Wasn't he having a whole thing?
I think it's the same.
Okay.
Yeah. Last time I spoke to him.
What was wrong with him?
He's got vertigo or something. Right?
Yeah, something like that.
Does he?
I don't know.
Something like that.
He did.
He's getting lightheaded and falling down and stuff.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I'm not making light of it.
I would hate to have that.
I love Dr. Steve. He's one of my favorite people through
I'm going to make light of it. I love Dr. Steve, too. But yeah, I'm getting a little woozy. I got the spins. I don't envy that shit at all, man.
No.
You know? I thought I had vertigo, but they misread it, and they thought I said vitiligo.
You can't find the baboon guy.
Only the baby. Hard on
what
a
do you
chip?
mean the only babe? Only the baby.
All right, maybe he's right. Maybe we're thinking of something else.
I heard Dice was a block away.
Stuck in traffic. All right.
He's stuck in traffic a block away. Who's stuck in traffic a block away? Wouldn't you get out and walk? I know he's recognizable, but he kind of likes to be recognized when he walks around.
He's not going to come in until 10:20, 10:25.
And then Cooper, it's too bad because we want our time with Dice. I guess Dice and Cooper will have to hang together.
Yeah, they could do that.
That could be fun.
Yeah, I know. I'd just like to have the guests separate a little bit.
Well, it was nothing on our end.
No, I know.
Dice is doing a lot of press for this Showtime show. Now Roland's walking down the hall. This is never good.
No.
And he's walking with no one down the hall. This is never good.
No, he coming from pics.
So now all the fake excuses. Now we're going to find out what really happened with Dice.
Landed. I want to know where he was coming from. I didn't see him on any TV.
Here he comes. Come on in, Roland. Roland, will you get him in?
He's stuck in the door.
We're in that weird area where we can't start anything else because we have to find out what's going on. What's going on with Dice?
He's downstairs checking in. There's a long line, so I got to see.
There's a long line.
Yeah.
What's going to happen with Anderson Cooper? Do those two get along?
I don't know.
Are you panicking?
Yes.
Why are you panicking?
Because your voice, your affections.
Well, because...
What's the long line down there? Like, what are they doing? This fake security that this building and most buildings in New York have.
Although other companies are here, it's all one line. There's no separate lines.
That's ridiculous.
I know.
All right.
How long will check-in line?
I don't know. That's what I was going to see if security could go down and expedite it.
Right.
They can.
Yes and no. It depends on who checks
they
in.
Can what?
Sometimes they're very angry.
What? They can.
Expedite it?
Yeah. You think did he say it wrong? I think expediate's right.
Expedite.
I've heard expedite.
Expedite,
really?
Yeah. Expedite.com.
No, that's Expedia.
Yeah.
That's a company.
Let me see. Hold on. Let's see if Travis is right.
Travis is right, but I thought I heard expedite. But you're talking about Expedia.com.
He's in the lobby now. Right.
He's in the lobby? Yeah. What lobby? Like right there?
I got no time for your foolishness. I gotta go.
I gotta piss.
What do you mean you gotta piss? We gotta talk to Dice now.
No time.
Yeah. Now we're just waiting for him to walk down the hall.
Well, he doesn't have to wait in the lobby. Why doesn't he just come down?
Why does he need Roland? He knows this place very well. He's done a lot of time in this building.
Expedite's a word.
Is it? All right. Then I'm the idiot.
Yeah.
Okay.
.com.
I'm chewing some gum and shit.
Not professional.
Sometimes people are like, yo, Chipper, you gonna chew any gum and shit?
Nobody says that.
So, welcome to the Chip Jefferson Show. Today we're gonna be talking to like a fucking Mini Cooper. Put your shirt down. And rolling some dice. You heard what I said?
Hurt.
Yeah.
Hurt.
Looking at your belly.
It's sticking out.
Yeah, I see.
Why? Yeah, why? It looks like you're wearing a half shirt.
I'm sexy. I can't help it. I'm sexy.
Why are you wearing a half shirt?
I'm just a sexy boy.
What the fuck? We get way too comfortable in here.
I know.
I don't know if that's good or bad, but... Whoa. Hi, Kenny.
Where is he? I gotta piss.
You want a picture with R2-D2 and C-3PO?
They were supposed to come in.
They're walking down the hall now.
Is the real them or no?
I don't know. They're machines. I don't know.
Yeah, who's got a camera?
Yeah, where are the machines?
I gotta piss.
I heard they were supposed to come in here and just fucking say hi.
Maybe they will.
Where are you going?
Around.
I think they're doing something and then...
What the fuck's going on? It's me and
Everyone
Travis
left you.
again.
Everyone left.
The fuck? I'd like a picture.
You can get one after the show.
Go to break.
They'll be here.
We can't go to break, can we?
Why? Andrew ain't here.
You could.
Well, supposedly he's in the lobby.
He's not.
That was a lie?
Considered a source.
What the fuck? Roland said he's in the lobby, meaning downstairs or over there?
Not over there.
He's not over there.
No.
I'm over here now.
Oh, no.
All right, you know what, Travis? Why don't we
take a break?
Let's take a quick break, and we're gonna figure this shit out. But it looks
Running out
like
of breaks.
Is Dice right there?
No.
Holy shit, Roland. Yes.
Jim's just following a line to get a photo with C-3PO.
I got to see C-3PO. I'll be right back. A very quick break,
okay.
I promise. And then Anderson Cooper and Dice is going to get pretty crazy after this. Stay there. All right, we're back. It's getting crazy around here.
Yes, it is.
R2-D2 and C-3PO are walking around the halls. And then... and now we got Andrew Dice Clay.
I was going to take a picture with those dumb robots, and then they're like, 10:30 in the lobby, and then everyone's taking pictures with them.
Exactly. You could have got a picture taken. Yeah. I want to know if there's a midget in the R2-D2. And then I was told to shut my fucking mouth that it's a robot.
It's a robot.
But the old days, it was a midget.
Yeah, that's what they just changed the name.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
But it's purely just a change because of the outfit they wear.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Who else is going to go in there?
No, so
Something full grown?
Supposedly it's just a robot. That's
There
it now.
is no such thing on Earth. Is that people talk about that?
Yeah.
You know, like the robotic, like things that come. You know, that's like a toy you could get like that, but not like a real robot.
So you're convinced there's a little person in there, as they like to say
100%.
these days? I like saying midget. Is that bad?
You know what?
It doesn't mean I want to beat them up or anything.
Yeah, exactly. It's the classic name. It's like classic, you know,
It's a
before
throwback.
the PC stuff. You know what I mean?
It didn't mean you had hate in your
I
heart.
I don't know what it would be today.
Yeah.
You know, like what is the name today?
Little person. But I think that's bad.
I think I covered that bit years ago.
You
right?
did, yeah.
you
but you didn't cover it that nicely. You didn't have
No,
a
it
nice...
was nice. I would say, you know, a guy goes, I'm a little person. I go, no, you're a midget.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, there's a difference. A little person is in the 5th grade. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You know, if you're 3 feet 2 inches tall and at 30 years old you're like that same height, you got to accept the name.
That you're a midget.
Yeah, but it's not a bad thing.
No,
it's like that's my group.
It's not derogatory.
We're with the midgets.
Yeah, you got love in your heart when you're explaining
Exactly.
that.
I wasn't
that's
looking
the
to knock
difference.
them down in any way.
No.
Dice.
You know what I mean? They're the only ones that could like blow themselves. You got to give them credit.
Dice, first of all, you look great. You lost a lot of weight. Holy fuck. You look
Everybody
ripped.
here looks great. It's good. It's been a minute.
I lost almost 20 myself.
Yeah, but
Jimmy's
you were
lost
never
about 40.
heavy.
No, after my second kid, I had started getting tits and everything.
Why? You didn't give birth.
I know. I know. That's what makes it sad. I was stress eating after my second kid, like crazy.
Wow.
But
How old are they now?
6, almost 6 and 3.5.
Oh, see, you're starting to go through it.
And
See,
your
it's
kids are 25 and 21.
21,
I
21,
would
25.
say, right?
Wow.
That sounds crazy to me.
It is crazy because when we started coming in, Max was 12. Now he's 25.
No, younger than that.
No, I remember when we did
2000.
the garden play. He's
you're right.
25 now.
No, you're right. He was 11. 12.
Yeah, he was 12 years old.
So I got to tell you. So I got the show, the Showtime show, the 6 episodes. I was going to just watch the first one so I could talk about it a little bit. I stayed up late and watched 4 out of the 6.
You did the binge.
And I finally had to just go to sleep.
How do you get to see that?
They gave me a disc.
We got a disc. I've only seen the pilot, but it was on a disc. It was
supposedly they're going to
really
put
good.
all 6 episodes online.
Yeah,
the night before.
The first. It's airing this coming Sunday, 9:30 on Showtime.
Yeah.
But after that, if people want to binge watch on computer, and there are certain people that know how to actually get it from the computer, like
certain
and
people
transfer it to a television. I don't know.
You can
It's
watch
like
it on your computer.
Yeah, it's like a rocket ship thing. Like it comes from space with the zoning.
Yeah,
and so they zone it on to the
thing,
to the thing, and then after you watch it, you go out, you get some of that Tibet food.
But
but it's very exciting. People are really digging.
Watch it online too, because that's good for the Showtime is seeing how they're trying to do that online binge thing. So it's a good thing to watch it.
I absolutely,
and it's the first time they're doing it.
I absolutely loved it, and I kept pointing to my wife. I'm like, this is exactly how it is to hang out with the guy. They nailed it.
It captured
it. They really did, and that's what I love about. Like I'll watch little parts. that I think of like you and Jameson and Florentine, going, yeah, that's exactly it.
Right. There was one part in the pilot when I was just going to say you're gambling, and I had to stop it, and the girl I was watching with, I'm like, he did that to me.
Which part?
Where I just put everything up.
Oh, no.
No. Well, you're bad luck. You're bad luck.
With the Elvis guy.
Yeah.
That's Peter Dobson, by the way.
You were bad luck once.
I certainly was. In the Venetian, before Andrew got the Venetian contract, he was there one night, and it wasn't going particularly well. And Kenny walks over and goes, Andrew would like you to leave. He thinks you're bad luck.
Yeah, it's all if somebody's moving the wrong way. I gotta be totally focused.
And you really believe that it could be possibly bad luck?
Yeah, because when you gamble, if it's not complete focus, because Norton knows I always play alone.
Right.
So if I'm not completely focused on the cards and somebody's moving the wrong way, if I miss one particular hand, you lose that whole shoe. That's what happens when you're playing alone.
Pay me.
It's got to be complete focus.
Pay me. So the show focuses on you living in Vegas.
Yeah, mostly in Vegas.
Trying to get your career back together, more or less.
But it's a lot more than that. Like you say, it's a hybrid. It's stuff that you would look at and go, yeah, I've done a version of that with him.
Yeah.
It is crazy. It is. I feel they really did a good job. Like, they would pull things from the book. They would talk to me, interview me, and take little things and just make the episodes.
And you're, are you improvising at all?
Yeah, there's some improv.
I feel like it, not that you could tell, but I'm like,
did you see the episode like where, like she goes over to the plaster cock?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
Like, it was things like that, because, like, I would get mad at that.
Right.
Like, if my chick did that, I'd be like, what? Why would you do that?
Yeah, exactly.
There's other people saying, take your jacket, walk out. Walk out now.
Right.
You know what I mean?
The one thing I can relate to is the haggling and trying to convince.
You're talking about our sweatshirt days.
We just talked about it a few minutes ago, where you convinced me that I would look good in a double XL black hoodie, and I never could.
You want it oversized. You're not trying to be fitted in something like that. You need the room.
I was a medium at the time. This thing looks huge
matter.
on me.
You want a double XL always.
You need the room for what?
It's cotton.
Okay.
Cotton. You got to understand how cotton works.
It does shrink.
It shrinks a little.
Shrinks a lot.
It doesn't shrink down to a medium.
What are you now? You're like a small.
I wear
smalls.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't ever buy a small. You buy like a double, triple XL.
No, I only buy smalls because this way I won't let myself put weight on. It's a way of keeping me thin and honest.
No, but then you won't have the shirt.
I know, I don't have the shirt.
Not a lot of material.
I know, but the shirt comes off, and I'm just.
You want the real soft cotton that really like hugs you and makes you feel.
No,
good
I understand. It's a bigger thing for him than this is a whole big. He needs to be nurtured.
Yeah. I was actually mad because I forgot my Starburst.
Oh, you know,
this morning.
The candies?
Yeah.
He likes his candies.
Yeah, I had the Starburst. I remember. Had some Neckos.
Yeah, I remember being in L.A.
I think somebody stole it on the plane.
No one steals Neckos on the plane. You probably forgot them. You'll get new ones.
No, I had a whole bag of them.
If you go to Dice's place, you get to see all the candy.
Yeah, we got a lot of candy.
You got a lot of candy laying around.
Yeah.
No, I was talking about the first episode.
Dylan freaked out when I took a banana moon pie.
Yeah.
And I had them. I would freeze them. Because that's the whole thing. You want a battle to get that first bite,
right?
And he stood in the kitchen with Max. It's like at 3:30 in the morning. We're all stoned out, having a couple laughs, right? So I take the frozen moon pie, and I go and watch this. And like Max is going, "No, Dad, you'll break your teeth off." I go, "But it's worth it if I go. I'm going right through this thing." And I bit into this thing, and Dylan's watching like he's waiting for the last play of a World Series, And when I bit that piece off, he goes, "God damn it!" And like Valerie's upstairs, and she wakes up. Is everything okay? No, I'm eating a moon pie. It's frozen, And then I tell Dylan, he goes, "I'm going to have a moon pie." And I go, "Take one of the frozen ones." He goes, "Nah, I really want the regular one." And I go, "No, take the frozen one. You got to fight for it if you take the frozen one." And he goes, "No, I just want a regular one, a warm one." And I go, "That's it. I'm going upstairs." And Max goes, "Over that?" You're going up because he won't try to break his teeth off on a moon pie? And I just thought it was a little life lesson. They get all mad at me.
With Dice, everything's an event. Everything is an event.
But you never tried to eat a frozen moon pie. It's like trying to bite through. You know what? It's one of the most delicious things because it has that like that sheetrock feel, that like banana sheetrock.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
As
Yeah,
you're biting through it.
I would enjoy that. I'm sure. I wouldn't eat it frozen. I'd probably let it thaw out a little bit.
No. That's the whole challenge.
I don't need a challenge. I'm eating a treat.
No, but the minute you take it out and you dig your teeth in, think of that. Think of that feeling like it's you or the moon pie. And I am not going to let a moon pie wreck my night in front of my kids see that their father can't just chomp through a moon pie.
You're right. You know, I thought it would be a silly explanation, but now that you put it as you against the moon pie in a life and death thing, I stand corrected.
He explains it. So it would have ruined your day if I got a large hoodie back in the day.
You did get the large hoodie. You fought me on it.
I don't know if I won that.
Yeah, you fought me on it a little bit, but then you realized you had that extra room for everything.
What I was getting at, though, in the first episode, just to bring it back to Showtime for a second, you negotiating the ATM fee was hilarious. I'm like, I've seen him maybe not do that particular thing, but just try to get something done. You couldn't believe that they would charge $5 to take your own money out of an ATM machine.
Steal something, Opie. If you can't steal something when you want, you got to be able to negotiate it because you know you're getting fucked right from the beginning.
Yes.
The minute you walk in, you see the price on any piece of clothing, they're screwing you. That's why you could come over and go, well, you know, I understand the price of the jacket's $500.
Yeah.
But, you know, the jacket really doesn't know how expensive it is, so we got to work something out.
I think we stole stuff that day, too, besides
nothing like stealing.
Yeah.
Stealing things you need. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like 40 copies of the same shirt. Believe me, I've been in stores with them. It's fucking horrifying.
Yeah, well, we tell them to go in the back.
Yeah.
You know, go in the back. Maybe you got some in the back. And they're like, well, you know, I think everything we have is out here. And it's like, yeah, well, you think you're not sure. Go in the back of the store.
Make sure.
Walk in the back.
Yeah.
And that's when you could take things. And, you know, there's a little hole in the shirt. I don't need the alarm.
Yeah.
You know, why would you want to charge me $78 for a shirt you get for $3? It's not right.
So if you
you got to fight back sometimes.
If you get one or two on the arm, that's all right, right? Do you get high with your kids?
What?
Do you get high with your kids? I heard.
Yeah.
Is that a little weird?
It's the greatest thing because you know my boys. I got they're
two
great guys.
boys.
They're
Raised
I brag
properly.
about them. They just finished their first album.
When we get to hear this thing?
Very soon. And the first song they put up on SoundCloud is a song called "Breathin'," which they put up like 2 weeks ago. So it got 70,000 hits. Wow. And a guy pulled it off Rob Rush from Long Island on the Shark. It's just playing it constantly now. So a lot of musicians, they met Lenny Kravitz the other night, who was telling them at the first Guns N' Roses show in L.A. at the Trube.
You went, right?
Yeah.
How was it?
It was amazing.
Yeah.
They're amazed to see them on stage again.
Was it everything you thought it would be?
Yes.
All right. Cool.
100%.
Good to hear.
Because they're just the greatest. You know, and to see them, the right guys, together again and playing all those great tunes was just amazing. And it was eye-opening for the boys because it's what they do. And, you know, guys from Duff McKagan has come to see Still Rebel. And he just loves that they want to bring back the kind of rock that they're doing.
Right.
You know, and so to do the album, that ended the gambling career, actually, in Vegas, because the last 6 years I was gambling as the career was building, just for all the extras that I need.
I got to stop you there for a second.
Sure.
Just because I was telling Jimmy about this before you came in, that you were using gambling to pay your bills, and you were convinced that you could get this done and gamble to pay some debts.
Well, yeah, and I did that, but it had to continue over the years till really till I started getting paid again for what I'm doing. And but the last thing I got done, because I felt this rock and roll explosion coming with Guns N' Roses and vinyl, and now Roadies is coming, and bands like Jethro Tull are getting back together, and you know, my boys, which you were one of the first to ever play any of their music when Dylan was 14. So I said, look, guys, it's coming. If you want, get in the studio, do the whole album. And so I would be at the blackjack tables in Vegas calling Dylan, going, all right, book another week at the studio. I got the bread. Because I've been paying like back taxes and stuff, so I just didn't have so Vegas funded the whole album, which is hysterical. And the album, Tracy Guns from LA Guns listened to that whole album a week ago, and I got a call from his agent going, it's the first band he's recommended in 25 years to go on tour with him.
They're talented, man.
So they're going to probably tour with him this coming October.
They're saying you got to go in a few minutes. What the fuck is this?
Yes, TV.
What?
Let's just hang a few minutes.
All right, listen. Because there's so much I want to ask you about.
Happy, tell him let me hang as long as I could. We got stuck in traffic.
And we got Anderson Cooper outside.
Yeah.
I saw the Adrian.
Who's that? That's the astronaut, that guy. Huh? Anderson Cooper, the guy with the moon. Where he walked there. No. Different Anderson?
No. Was Anderson on the moon?
All right.
I don't know if we had an Anderson.
Maybe he got back.
Yeah, Buzz Aldrin.
Yeah.
Good old Buzz Aldrin.
Too. Yeah, they're not close.
I want to make sure people see the Adrian Brody episode of your.
You know what, Adrian?
Wow. I want to give it away, but
don't give it away.
No, I know, of course not.
He really is just a really deep method actor,
right?
And if I say anything, I give it away. All right, all I can say is Adrian's one of the greatest actors I've ever worked with, and what he did with me is hysterical. And I think people are going to love it. I gave away
the premise because it's the first couple minutes. He comes to you because he wants to know how a man would act like, because he's doing a one-man show.
But I can't give it away. Don't give it away. It's too funny.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
No, but we got great people. Michael Rappaport did an unbelievable job in the show. Lorraine
Chris
Bracco.
Angel.
And
Wayne Newton,
that killed me. When he's grabbing me going, you're lucky I'm letting you go. The anger I bring out of people.
Is that a real story?
Sort of.
Okay.
Like I said, it's a hybrid, and they twist and turn certain things, but it was something like that.
You want to meet Anderson Cooper because they're now panicking.
Andrew has to go, and Dice and Anderson's coming. All right.
Can you come back? Are you in New York for a while?
Yeah. No, for 2 days. That's it. They got me doing this whole press thing.
Happy, give us some more time.
Come back tomorrow.
What the fuck you doing?
Happy, we don't have any more time.
All right.
Bruce just went out to speak to Cassidy.
Yeah, just bring in Anderson. We just got to.
Yeah, we got to bring Anderson.
Where is he? I like that guy.
All right, you want?
He's the guy with Andy Cohen. He's on that show.
No.
Yeah, I love him on that. Andy Cohen show. What's the name of it?
Anderson Cooper.
Anderson Cooper. How you doing? Nice to meet you. Yeah, he's the guy on his show.
Yeah. Anderson?
Anderson. You want to get in here? Where do you want to go?
Well, Dice is pleasure to meet you finally.
Yeah, he's unbelievable.
He thought you were an astronaut. We had to explain.
No. But then I figured out with the Andy Cohen. You're always on there.
Yeah, sure.
The greatest show.
Andy's great.
That's like one of my favorite shows.
Yeah, he's an amazing interviewer. He's really good.
And you always seem to have like a great time on
there. I mean, we've been friends for like 20-something years. Yeah. I knew him like when because he started out in news, so I knew him. Actually, somebody tried to set us up. And we had like a 2-minute phone call. I was like, I'm not going to.
He told that story on the air.
Show one time. It just makes you feel really comfortable.
Watch what happens live.
Yeah. And you could throw a few back. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah. They try to get you drunk as soon as you can walk out the door.
I did. Yeah. Because you surround like with the, all these housewives.
Sure.
It's all those broads over there.
Hello. This is Liz. She directed the documentary.
Hi, Liz. How are you?
Are you? You're staying? No, I know.
Whatever you want to do.
I don't want to eat up your time. You know what I mean? What's that? What'd you say?
It doesn't matter to me. You're welcome to do anything you want.
He's promoting.
No, I'm saying I'm trying to be nice.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And this guy is like looking at me like I don't want to eat up your time. That's what I'm saying.
You would be welcome to join in. I'm happy.
No, I get it. I get it. And you're a great guy, and I seen you on that show. And,
you were so awesome in the
can I just get a picture with you, and then I'll let you.
Totally.
Wait, who's got the phone?
Wait, can we get one group picture?
Let's just do a group picture. We might as well.
I got late. I got stuck in
the road now, like all the time.
No. I'm promoting Dice.
Do you want to take a group picture?
Yeah, right. Let's get a group.
Well, let's just stay here. I have to talk because we're on the radio, so we have to talk.
So do something. I just want you. But I don't want to get in here.
We have to face this way because I have to talk because we're on the radio.
And then we're gonna try to figure this out.
I'm happy to do it.
Look here,
cool. Yeah, we might as well.
Our radio show.
Yeah, I'm right here, Andrew. I'm just trying to.
You got to stop.
I have to talk, Happy, because we're on the radio and people are listening.
No. But we're doing something.
I know, but
right here.
All right.
We gotta look at
all right, one more for Iraq. Okay, I'm smiling.
All right,
we got to do.
Okay, cool.
He's wearing a $2,000 suit.
All right.
With the tie, with the shoes by Ferragamo. You know what I mean? Are you still doing the news thing?
I am. You had the best.
Because I saw you a few weeks ago.
You had the
like
best walk-off on CNN on all-time history. Do you remember that?
That guy.
I remember.
That guy was over it.
But I've watched that walk-off. It's my favorite walk-off of all time.
But actually, the reason I walked, I felt that guy was, and CNN is it. You know?
Yeah.
And I just felt he was so unprepared. Because I was doing the Beacon Theater the next night, and the minute the guy goes, "You used to be a headline guy,"
great,
and I'm like, "What,
that's
are you kidding me?
Right, yeah.
What's 3,500 people tomorrow night?" Sold that.
Yeah, that's still doing very well.
I know you wouldn't do that because you're from Brooklyn, right?
Yeah, Manhattan. Yeah.
No, but I mean,
New York.
Yeah.
New York.
That guy was like a farmer. He didn't even belong in New York. What was his name? Do you know his name? What was his name?
I can't remember who it was.
You know what I mean? Yeah,
I don't think he's there anymore.
Wolf something?
No, it wasn't Blitzer. It wasn't Blitzer.
He opened it. He's not like you. I mean, you're like a seasoned.
Blitzer's a nice guy.
You know,
he wouldn't do that.
News guy. It's like you really got. Like I watch you and you just lay it out.
You're the one. I appreciate
that. You know
that.
what I mean? It's like I've seen you talk about like with the presidents, what's going on. But this fucking guy here.
But you asked,
opens his mouth right with Bobby 57 out in the fucking boondocks that they had a drag cause of the problems he caused from Brooklyn to Connecticut, and he's got loose lips. So I'm trying to tell this guy that, and I call Vincent up, and he's going, "Terrible Tony will handle this one." You know what I mean? You don't pull that. Nobody knows where the money comes from, where it went. Who the fuck even knows?
Right. You said you asked Anderson if he's still doing that news thing, and then you also said
no,
that you
because
watch
he's
him.
also doing the talk show. He's doing the Andy show.
Yeah, but he's the face. He's the face of the biggest news network on earth.
Yeah, he's pretty much CNN.
He's the biggest news.
Like
he's the face of CNN.
Top dog?
No, I'm not the top dog.
But you're the most recognizable guy.
Well, just because I look like a newt. I mean, I look like Katniss Everdeen with white hair.
You're always impeccable.
I stand out, and I don't blend in well. You know,
I'm not starting nothing with you. You're a funny guy. You're a great comic. You're great.
I was telling you, I just watched you again in the Woody Allen film, which was so friggin' good.
No, thank you.
That was awesome.
But I just want you to know I'm not insulting you.
Okay.
Because
I want to say I loved you in Vinyl before you leave.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Vinyl, of course.
We've known Dice forever.
Yeah.
Your acting in Vinyl was ridiculous.
I was really. You want to talk about being stoned out? You know,
really?
Yeah, I would show up like that.
Really?
You know, and I told Scorsese, I took him on the side. I go, listen, I got to do what I got to do with this here now.
Always the best way to deal with Scorsese. Show up high and just tell him.
No.
That's good.
But Martin appreciates that. That's the kind of guy he is.
The director wants to hear that. I'm stoned. Great. Welcome aboard.
When I say to Marty, I say...
But serious, what he likes is when you take a part and you go as deep as you could with it. So I show up. I got like buckets of pot, whatever, Valerie's bringing me like food at 10 in the morning, So over comes like this production guy, and we're shooting in Long Island.
Yeah.
And he goes, Dice, there's 1 million cops on the set, you're smoking weed, we're going to get shut down. And I go, look, number one, I've done a lot for the cops in New York. Number two, there's not a cop in New York that's going to put me away for smoking weed. As a matter of fact, I just smoked with one of them outside. And Marty was the only smart one because he's telling them all, leave him alone. He's doing something here.
So, Anderson, you've been shot at.
All right.
I just love the different lives. Just the different experiences are making me really...
No, but he's legit, this guy. You should do my show.
I would be.
We'll write an episode for you. You're like one of the great ones. You know what I mean?
I'm happy to.
Especially if you own CNN and you can go on their ass and go, by the way, I'm on Dice on Showtime. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All our 2 viewers would be like, we'll watch.
2 viewers? You got like heavy audience.
Kidding.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Don't sell yourself short.
He does all right, the Anderson.
He does all right.
He does all right.
Me and I'll tell you, when you get time, we go down to the fucking Caribbean. You know how they are down there. The chicks with the grass skirts. You know what I mean?
I do.
On the beach, they sit on top, they bang your nuts into the sand. So, boy, if we throw back a couple pina fucking coladas, get the fuck out of here.
Did you want to break it to him?
Cool
yeah.
Not so into the chicks.
Yeah.
No, whatever you want. they got guys in the skirts too. Whatever your preference is.
All right, guys in skirts. Now you've covered all of us.
I don't judge anybody when it comes to that.
You didn't know that about Anderson?
No.
What came out about?
I don't know.
I think about 4 years ago.
We're just
now.
becoming friends.
Well, all right.
This is the first time I'm getting to hang with that, and I really like this guy.
Well, yeah, I haven't even let him talk.
No, but what I'm saying, the reason I'm telling him this is because I could get, like, I got this thing. They gave me like a gift for tickets.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
And we go down there and we have a couple laughs. Whatever you do.
Sure.
Who's looking? You're going to look at what I'm doing? What do you care? You know what I mean? 2 or 3 at a time. You go to the box like a magnet. That's what I like. That's it.
Chicks will bang your balls into the sand.
Okay. Thanks for having me on. We will do it again.
Yes.
You know, it's great to see Norton as always. My new buddy,
Anderson
Cooper. AC, my friend.
AC 360.
Okay, so let him do his interview. I'm going to get out of here.
He's trying to shake your hand.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you. Yeah.
I could see you.
All right, give me a hug. Give me a hug. Go to work.
All right, Dice.
Go to work.
All right.
Good. He's amazing.
All right.
He is amazing.
And he runs and owns CNN.
Dice's show is on
Showtime.
Good seeing you.
Right. Showtime.
Yes, on Showtime, and it's really good.
Dice was late, which explains everything that's going on right now, Anderson.
That went better than we
This was
expected.
just a rehearsal, right? As soon as you guys, when are we rolling?
I hate being in front of professional broadcasters.
No,
I want to make sure we do this properly.
I like this. Yeah. Sorry to be so dressed up. I hosted Kelly's show this morning.
Oh, nice.
So I was filling in.
Was that? Did anyone there ask you if you want to have your balls banged into the sand by a chick in a skirt?
Gelman was asking me that same question. Yes.
I would imagine the experience was a little different.
Have you ever seen him walk off CNN though? You got to watch.
Oh yeah, I was doing the. I believe I was on the show, not CNN, but I was doing the gig with him that night, and I think that was when he was doing the Beacon.
Wasn't it CNN headlines or something? It was, or was it actual CNN?
It was like CNN Money, or I don't know really what it was.
I mean, not that it matters,
right,
but we'll tweet out the clip. It was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
I want to just jump right into Nothing Left Unsaid. We both saw the documentary. I loved it.
Oh, well, thanks. Yeah,
I can't believe how open you guys were about your lives.
Yeah. It's directed by Liz Garbus, who's here, and she made this amazing documentary this past year called "What Happened, Miss Simone," which got nominated for an Oscar.
You did that.
Yeah.
I did that.
I just saw that recently too.
Good.
I saw it. I was like, I would love to work with this incredible director, and it's about my mom. My mom has been famous kind of longer than anybody else alive today. She's 92. She made headlines when she was born, and yet people don't really know what she's like or who she really is. So I kind of wanted to put aside, reveal the curtain, open up the curtain, and kind of show what she's really like.
When did you realize your family was different? Because you watch this, and your whole life you were part of the Vanderbilts, and when do you realize we're different than most families in the world?
I think if you grow up in a forest, you think everybody else lives in a forest too. And so it wasn't until my mom started making designer jeans in 79 or 80, and she was the first person to make designer jeans. She had a big success with it, and I started seeing all these women walk down the street with my mom's name on their butts, and that's when I started to realize, okay, this is unusual. This is like a whole other level.
How old were you when that was hit?
I was like 11.
11, yeah, because you and your brother would count how many times you would see your mom's name on the back of jeans.
Yeah, and it was a huge business. So they were always in the public eye. We always had famous people coming over the house, like Truman Capote, Charlie Chaplin came by.
What was Chaplin like? I saw that part. I
don't really. My mom was great friends with his wife, but he only was at the house one time because they were living in exile in Switzerland, for much of his life because he had to leave the United States, and when he came back to get a Special Academy Award close to the end of his life, that's when I met him. So,
oh, wow.
But I expected him to be like the little tramp with a guy with a cane and a little mustache and a bowler hat, and he was obviously an old guy.
You think he's gonna be like a fun little guy and stays an old guy motherfucking Hoover?
A bit on the cranky side, right? Later in life.
Yeah, I think that's what it was, right? They went after McCarthy actually went after him.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he came back in I think it was 75 to get a special Oscar, and that was the first time he came back to America.
Right. Hey, is your mom happy with her life in general?
Is. My mom is the most optimistic person. I'm a total catastrophist. I think the next disaster is right around the corner.
Yeah.
I think I want to be prepared for any horrible thing that's about to happen. My mom thinks the next great thing is right around the corner. She's 92. She thinks the next great love is right around the corner. There's a guy on a yacht out there which is waiting to whisk her away somewhere. And And she believes, like, her whole life she's believed that. And even when horrible, terrible things have happened to her, she has this incredible drive and perseverance to get through it.
It's pretty amazing because she's had a lot of loss in her life.
She has, yeah.
I mean, her life started where she was born, and then her mom just went to Europe to live, and she was left with her nanny, Dodo, which is featured in the documentary.
Yeah. Her dad died when she was about 15 months old. So and of alcoholism. Her mom really was not much of a mom. She was raised by a nanny, and was taken away by the courts in what at the time was called the trial of the century, the height of the Depression. She was sent to live with an aunt she didn't even really know.
Gertrude Whitney,
who founded the Whitney Museum. Yeah. So it was this family that on one level was incredibly privileged. They had, crazy amounts of money. And yet, it was a family name only. I mean, she had no connections to any of these people.
Yeah, I mean, and you learn, money doesn't buy happiness, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly
she had more money than she could,
You're miserable, but you're in a very nice apartment. But
right.
But yeah, she certainly had a lot of money and made a lot of money on her own. And my dad died when I was 10, and my brother committed suicide when I was 21. He was 23, and my mom, happened in front of my mom. She was trying to get him to stop, and so, she's been through huge tragedies, but she does have this incredible drive and perseverance and sense of sort of optimism that carries her through.
Is that why you're a catastrophist? Because of those things?
Yeah, it really is. I mean, it started when I was a kid, when my dad, like the person I was before my dad died when I was a little kid was very different. I think much more kind of outgoing. And I think anybody who loses a parent early on, it changes who you are. And when I was 10, to have that, the world suddenly seems a very dangerous place. And I started like preparing myself for, what terrible thing would happen next. And I also knew my mom never had a plan. Like, she was not an organized sort of person, and I knew there was no like pot of gold or trust fund or something out there. So I knew I had to earn my own way. And so I started working when I was 11, just to make money and start saving money.
I love watching you on CNN because you're in the tragic situations. You have a passion about it. It's so obvious because, a lot of news people, I mean, they're going in there. I mean, no offense, but there's a lot of vultures out there. They don't really believe that they're really feeling what's going on in that situation. And I always felt differently when you're reporting, like, man, he's really feeling this.
Well, it's interesting. When my brother killed himself, it was a very public event in New York. He jumped off the terrace of our apartment building, and it was the front page of the New York Post for days and days. And I remember when we went to the wake to view his body for the first time, my mom and I got out of the car, and there were all these reporters with cameras standing that ran up to us to take video. And I remember the feeling of being on the other side of the camera lens and having these people stick cameras in my face at the most horrific time of my life, certainly in her life. And I remember hating them, and that was before I ever even thought about being a reporter. But that's really informed how I think about and how I behave in the field, in any situation, but particularly in a situation where there has been a tragedy, or I never want to be, I have no personal resentment to the guys who were doing that. They were doing their job, but I never want to be that person. I never want to intrude on somebody. You
don't want to add to the misery of somebody what they're already going through.
And I feel like you're definitely not that person. The part of the film where your mom talks about Carter's suicide, I had no idea she was there. Like, she ran after him in the house, and he was on the ledge, and then he's hanging off, and she's just begging. Yeah. Like, wow, I'm getting emotional right now even thinking about it. But when I saw that part of the film, oh my God. I started bawling. I'm like, wow.
She tried to kneel down to beg him, and he's like, just get up, Ma. It was really uncomfortable to watch. But you don't realize that someone like that, you think, oh, what an amazing life. And it's like loss after loss after loss.
The other interesting thing is, which I think to Liz's credit, which is to keep that in the film, a lot of people are very uncomfortable talking about loss and grief, and particularly suicide makes people very uncomfortable. And it's a mysterious thing in many ways. But I do think it's something that, is good to talk about and important to talk about. And, for the people who have suffered the loss, it's not as if it's not foremost, it's still, I think about it every day, and my mom still does. And so it makes other people, I think, more uncomfortable than it makes me or my mom.
Were you mad at him at all for that?
There have been times I am, for sort of leaving and leaving me with my mom, doing it to my mom in front of her. I don't think it was a conscious, like, he was planning this, and I think it was sort of more of an impulse that overcame him. But and depression or whatever it was that led him to it. And in many ways, I still don't really understand it. I think that is part of the thing is it's hard to remember at times how somebody lived their life. With suicide, you get stuck remembering how they ended their life. And so I try to remember as much as possible how he lived his life rather than how his life ended.
And there's something in the book I was reading too, like, because the documentary can only do so much. You have X amount of hours to cover, your mom, how did your mom react when you told her you thought you were gay? Like,
right.
I didn't see that in the film, but again, the book has stuff, you can do both because there's stuff in the book that isn't covered by the film and probably vice versa.
The book, the idea of the book was, it's called The Rainbow Comes and Goes, and it comes out tomorrow. And the thing, I always thought what I learned during the film is, I always thought when I was a kid, when I was 10, when my dad died, that my dad had maybe written me a letter that would somehow show up one day when I turned 18 or turned 21 or, got into college or something, a letter just telling me all the things I didn't know about him and telling me that he was proud of me and, something. And, of course there was no letter. And I learned in the making of the film with Liz that my mom had the same fantasy about her father, that she used to believe a letter would show up from him. And so I got to thinking when my mom turned 91 and we were in the midst of making the documentary, which is called Nothing Left Unsaid, I didn't want to have that feeling with my mom when she dies. I didn't want to feel like there was anything left unsaid or there was something that I didn't know about her. So in addition to doing the film, we made a conscious choice to kind of change the way she and I talk to each other. And I think it's something a lot of people would like to do with an aging parent and probably a parent would like to do with an adult child. And because you get stuck in kind of the old resentments and the old anger or frustrations or whatever it is, and you end up thinking, oh, maybe one day I'll ask those questions to my parent, and then it's too late. And so we spent the past year, from the time she was 91 to 92, having this conversation over email. And I didn't think it was going to be a book at first. We were 3 or 4 months into it, and some friends of mine who I was talking to, like Andy Cohen and Kelly Ripa and stuff, I would tell them, I'm doing this thing with my mom where I'm actually asking her questions over email, and then she's responding. We have this kind of amazing conversation going, and they kept saying, "Oh, I wish I'd done that with my mom, or could do that with my mom." And so we turned it into a book, and so yeah.
How did she respond when you told her?
The gay thing?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
No, because you do cover that.
Yeah,
and I was fascinated to read it.
I went off on a tangent. Right. It was interesting because I knew she would ultimately be fine with it. I came out in high school to my friends. Then I came out to my mom at the end of college when I was, I guess, 21. And I knew she would be fine with it. But her mother had been accused of being a lesbian during this court case, this trial of the century.
That's covered in the film.
Which is in the film. And that was in 1934. You could be
back
jailed.
Before it was an amazing accusation.
Right, exactly. Right. You could be jailed for it, and people were. And so it was for my mother who, at the time didn't know what being a lesbian was. And, it was a huge, all she knew is this horrible thing that her mother had been accused of this horrible thing when she was a kid, and it really affected her for a lot of her life. And later in life she became friends with tons of gay people. I grew up with a lot of gay people in the house, and so I knew ultimately she would be cool with it. But when I told her, it was interesting because in the book we actually talk about the conversation we had, and we each have very different perspectives on it, because I remember saying to her, I think I'm gay. And as soon as I said, I think I'm gay, I knew that was a mistake, because I should have just said, I'm gay, and I'm very happy. Yeah. And she said, well, don't make any definite decisions. I was like, oh, well, that's not quite the response I was hoping for. Right. But she's totally cool with it. I mean, what's nice now is, she says, I don't just accept you're gay, I rejoice in the fact that you are, and I wouldn't want you any other way. And she's cool. And then just the other day, she told me she'd had a lesbian fling with a girl, and when she was in high school, I was like, what?
I don't know if I could handle that from my mom.
I know.
He's had to handle a lot from his mom. Sexual
the things my mom has said, she it's in the book, but at one point she was dating a guy when she was like 85. She was dating some guy, and she described him as the Nijinsky of cunnilingus. And I was like,
well, first of all, who was Nijinsky?
Well, that's the thing. I was like, I had to Wikipedia it. He was like a modern dance person back
very
in like
flexible and agile.
Right. Well, that's what I said. I was like, I don't know much about modern dance, but I imagine he was very flexible and.
The Nijinsky of
so that's quite a visual.
Good for her though. At 85, still.
Well,
good for him too. I mean, gosh, it's a great compliment.
I don't know.
Wow.
But your kid doesn't really need to know.
No, I don't want to hear.
No matter what age you are.
Not at all.
Sex life.
I've been called the Michael Flatley,
the Lord of the Dance. And then your mom, as far as family goes, your mom finally, felt like she figured out with your dad Wyatt.
Right.
And then he dies. How old was he when
he was 50?
That's it. And it was
Which
heart
at the time,
disease?
of course, heart disease, yeah. Which when I was a kid at 50 seemed like so old. Now I'm 48. I'm like, Jesus, I got 2 years left.
See, I didn't know as much about your life until I saw this movie, and I was rooting for it. I'm like, all right, it's finally going to work out here. Because I didn't know your dad died, to be honest with you, until I saw the film. I'm like, oh my God, another loss they got to deal with.
And he really kind of showed her what a family could be like. I mean, she never had a family really before. I mean, she'd had 2 kids before, but, she didn't have parents of her own. She had sort of really messed up ideas about, what it meant. She didn't know what it meant to be a parent.
At 20, she married a 63-year-old.
Stokowski. Leopold Stokowski was like a world-famous conductor. He was like a genius. If you ever seen the movie Fantasia with Mickey Mouse, with, the Disney film, he shakes Mickey Mouse's hand because he conducts Fantasia. So he was like this, genius, and she was this 21-year-old beauty, stunningly beautiful. She just inherited a ton of money, like $4.5 million in 1945, which is God knows how much today. Yeah. And, so it wasn't like she was marrying like this rich older guy. Like she was the rich younger woman, and she married this 63-year-old guy.
And it worked for a while. That marriage.
Yeah, they were married for 12 years.
And you got a 2 half brothers, right?
Right. Yeah.
Are you close with the 1 half brother that's still in touch?
Stan. Yeah, he's in the
film.
Yeah, he's in the film. He's a great guy. He lives in Long Island. He's got a great family. He does landscaping, and her other son Chris stopped talking to her and sort of disappeared for like.
Why did he do that? I wanted to ask you.
I don't really know, honestly. I mean, I was 8 years old, and it wasn't just that he cut off my mom; he also cut off his own brother. So he recently, subsequently, since the film was completed, he actually has sort of made contact again with my mom. So they're back in touch.
When was the last time you saw him?
I haven't seen him since I was 8.
Wow.
Yeah.
I got an aunt like that.
Is that right? Really?
My mom's sister we haven't seen since I was 12 years old.
Wow.
And she lives in Queens. She's right there.
Wow, that's interesting.
It's so weird, right?
Yeah. Did you ever reach out to her? Or?
I don't care. At this point, I don't care.
Right.
Some of my family members have, and she's actually really nice. You get her on the phone, she'll talk. They were trying to get some research for a kid's project at school, and she's like, "Yeah, I'll help you out about Poland or whatever it was."
Right.
And that was it. Huh. But she lives right there for the last 30
it's weird
years.
what happens with families,
Strange.
And
a weird resentment kind of gets morphed, and all of a sudden people haven't talked in 10 years.
Right.
And then people think there's an answer, there's a solution, and it's usually much more cloudy. There's not ever that one thing.
They're pretty much just happy to be that way.
Yeah.
They just want to be left alone.
Yeah.
I got a brother that's sort of doing that to us now too. So whatever. I mean, if you're happy,
should we make
a
documentary?
Exactly.
Oh, you can make a documentary. Trust me, we should talk.
There's also I want to ask you too. I was amazed at this. I'm watching you get shot at or whatever. You're in the war zone. Really old footage of you, and I'm like, it's amazing to me. All this money and this great. You think, this life of privilege. What made you decide to go into such a dangerous... Because you didn't just go right behind a news deck. You were literally in war zones.
Yeah, I couldn't get an entry-level job in news out of college, so I had a friend make a fake press pass for me, and I borrowed a camera, and I just started getting wars by myself, because I figured if I wanted to break into the news business, I was interested in combat, I was interested in being a combat reporter, I should just start going to wars. And so I snuck into Burma, I hooked up with some students fighting the Burmese government, and then I went over to Somalia in the early days of the famine, like before the whole Black Hawk Down thing, and did a bunch of stuff in Somalia, and ended up in Sarajevo, and the war in Bosnia, and Rwanda, and the genocide, and all over. I basically spent 2 to 3 years just traveling around going to wars, and I became a reporter. I was driven, part of it was, this is what I thought I maybe wanted to do, but the other part was I really was interested in, I was kind of reeling from my brother's death. I was trying to figure out how to survive. I didn't know that if I could survive, based on what had happened to him, and I wanted to be around other people where life and death was very much an issue and where I could learn from their stories. And that's really, I think, what compelled. I wanted to be around places where the language of loss was spoken. And because over here, people don't talk about loss and grief. And I wanted to be places where, I don't know, sort of the sadness I felt inside was matched by the sadness outside.
Did your mom ever call you and just go, Anderson, you don't have to do this.
No,
come home.
No, she never did. She was always
just supportive, right?
She's totally supportive. Yeah. I mean, I knew she'd be nervous, and I always lied to her about where I was and how dangerous it was. And even to this day, I was in Egypt for the revolution with CNN a couple of years ago, and ended up getting punched around one day by a mob, and I told my mom that I was just going to be hanging out by the pool that day because, like, I didn't want her to worry. I mean, there was no pool at the hotel. I wouldn't have been hanging out at it anyway.
Right.
But so I had to then call her up after I got punched around a little bit because I videotaped it because I thought if I'm going to get killed, I should at least videotape it. And we aired this stuff, and so I had to call her quick and be like, "Yeah, didn't hang out at the pool. Ended up getting beat up a little bit, but." Don't worry, it wasn't that bad.
They're telling us Anderson is 1 minute, and we might as well promote this properly. And I also wanted to ask two things. The book, The Rainbow Comes and Goes, comes out tomorrow, typical Tuesday. Books come out, and then the documentary. When does it premiere on HBO?
Saturday, April 9th.
It's so good. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know much about your mom. It's a really
thanks for watching it.
Not pretentious at all. Like you hear about the Vanderbilt. It's just such a name in this country, and it was really much different than I expected it to be.
Well, Liz Garbus did an amazing job.
Yeah, you did.
It really is well shot, and it's great.
And now I'm going to read the book after that. Like I flipped through it, and I caught like one or two things that were not in it. So it's like there's extra stuff in the book.
Cunnilingus, page 98.
Wow, that's a great name for a band.
Do you want to have a family yourself someday, or
I don't know? I think about it from time to time, but I also realize how much like my mom I am in terms of like this drive, and that drive sort of makes like a stable life kind of difficult. On the one hand, you have, we both, I think she and I both have had the desire to have kids, but for me, I sort of feel like I think I've realized through the making of the film and this book how much like her I am, which I never imagined, and I'm not sure I would be as good a parent as I would want to be. So I'm not sure. I don't know.
Perfect answer.
Awesome.
You said you wanted to...
No, that was it. I just wanted to ask about about the war zones.
Anderson, I've been a big fan of yours forever. I'm so glad you finally did our show. And like I said, the documentary, Nothing Left Unsaid, is great. The book comes out tomorrow. The Rainbow Comes and Goes. Come back and see us and just hang.
Anytime.
It was awesome.
Yeah, we'll hang and talk about Trump or something, all right?
Yeah, sure.
We'll be back tomorrow.
Yeah,
that's it for us.
We're done. JimNorton.com for all his tour dates. Anderson Cooper, thank you. And we'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.